Coach Yab, what
Coach
are you
Yab,
doing?
you're... Hey,
I thought you were a good drafter.
Coach Yab, that...
Alan, hello. Neil Bryan, hello.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, it's getting a little personal here on the battle. But yes, the Irithel does get banned coming to the second phase. What other heroes should be, you know,
ONIC ulit
the
yan,
choice to look
yes.
at here
ONIC
for GEEK
and GEEK
Oh
fam.
man, at this point, like I don't mind the Claude, even though I don't really like
Wala, hindi ko
the
pa
way
na... Baka maglag yung stream
set up,
guys. Wait
because
lang.
I feel like they need a dive, no matter what.
Yeah.
Because the Sparsa is gone, and the mid lane is already a Valentina, and you can't really deal damage with Valentina unless you have a good ultimate. Oh, what's left
B5,
there?
B5 mamaya. Wala. Kasi ano eh. Nakastream ako nito. MPL Indo.
okay.
Is it because they're setting up for an Edith pick for Govs?
Oh, I don't like it.
Honestly, they need a bit of range here. The Granger and the Irithel ban is amazing by ONIC. Again, those two picks are usually what you would go for up against the 1-1 right in lane. If it's the Irithel, it's a pure counter. The Granger does well because you have some kill pressure early, and then you can just combo it with either a winning mid-duo or an assassin that's super fast-paced in the jungle that can kill the 1-1. Both of those options have been taken away. ONIC really setting up for the 1-1 pick, and GEEK fam are taking away the combos with the 1-1. Franco ban, Kalea ban, ONIC. I think for GEEK fam, this could be an Arlet for Goblin.
Snip na po muna mi.
So many CC tools, Valen, Fredrin, and Chip.
Siesta, ano,
But honestly, the
2:30.
choice for ONIC, another flex still that we don't know of, because Baksha Badan can be flexed. They can still show up with like a Ling last pick.
Di namin
but
alam
it's
yung
not really
flex
looking
nila.
good for a Ling. GEEK fam, Arlet and what in the gold lane? They're kind of forced to go like Harith or Moskov. Harith, bad match.
Yeah, I think it's gotta be
1-1.
Moskov.
Moskov is the better choice because technically you have side control.
Even when we present the option for GEEK fam, I feel like there's no like clear answer, like a really good answer for this composition. Like this has been a pretty phenomenal draft from Coach Yep, especially with the flex that you've mentioned it earlier, Mirko. Like even Arlen, I don't like it because there's a Badang now, there's a Baksha that can really deter the Arlen. It's gonna be a Harith and also oh my lord. If this goes to late game, like the chance of GEEK fam winning really matters on how this chip is gonna be utilized. That's the only saving grace that I can think of. Because I think, yes, Harith is a late game hero, but is it enough against this kind of composition from ONIC?
I think it is. Like the Harith, when it comes to the late game, will do so much more damage than the 1-1. The Kimi is the problem here.
But how do you get in though?
Oh, you have enough front line.
Nag-aaral ka pa. Secret.
It's gonna go in, but it's gonna be held down by the glue and the Fredrin. So it really is a composition that plays around the Harith.
Tama ba
wants to
yung
enable the Harith.
caption ko?
ONIC need a way to
Di ko
deal with
na-check.
that. They don't have the Farsa already. That was why it was banned out by
Big?
GEEK fam. They literally set up for it. They go for
CC.
in the end. I'm not too big of a fan of the CC here. You do well against the glue and the Fred, but against that CC, you might get locked down.
Okay, with that being said, we're gonna throw it over to our casters. Gani, Realize, take it away.
Fam marches on the domain of the Sky Kings, the Jakarta International Velodrome.
Bakit
For
po
witness
secret?
of the Sky Kings
Wala
achieving their
naman.
status to immortality when they were able to get that trophy.
Ganun lang ang sagutan ko. Bawal sumagot ng tama.
MLBB Season 15. It is me, Realize, and Gani.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will see how the first game will go. Remember, the team that wins this match will have a step closer to EWCMSC, and will have that final upper bracket slot in the playoffs.
That is what they want, and that is what they need. We need to remember, it was GEEK fam that knocked ONIC out of playoffs contention last season at El Dorado, Bandung, but now it is in their turf, their neighborhood, their domain. So we shall see. As we take a look at the
Welcome.
draft, it was summed up completely by our panelists back there. The fact that they have the 1-1 picked up, I think it's going to be very strong. But against
Trip na trip ka ng mga bata. So,
one hell of a time.
ewan ko ba?
It seems like Beloyski forced to use his flicker early there, and that's already a win. And take a look at Sans just chipping away the health bars of a boy. Oh, that's a mistake, boy, with the flicker. Almost takes a boy down there in the mid lane.
They might have objective prio now because 2 spells burnt. That's the Flicker and a boy and Beloyski, the 2 playmakers of GEEK fam. Again, the trio mid, even the duo mid from a boy and Beloyski. They are very strong and operating in the rotational forms of GEEK fam. So take a look at the emblems. Brave Smite for the Valentina. So a boy wants sustain. He wants to be able to skirmish a little longer and have the sustainability. The Keyboy.
That's a taunt, that's a stun. Keyboy is actually the one who will be punished for. Wow, GEEK fam, great recovery.
It's on the wrong neighborhood right there. I think it was trying to scout something again. Keyboy with the Badang is very strong. Sans though, receiving heat, but he's gonna be fine. So as of now, obviously ONIC are trying to operate behind this Baxia in the hands of Kyrie, yet to reach level 4, or rather already level 4. So now he has that anti-region to play around in the little skirmishes.
Yeah, it seems like both teams now setting things up for that first neutral objective. Economy, still, of course, it's little 2, and no advantage. Nakeds is on the turtle now.
Yep, Kyrie still scouting as well. Keyboy, no fist crack just yet. Sans pops a traction pulse.
That's a good immobilization, and that's gonna be a commitment from ONIC.
Laglag na ba TLID? Opo.
There you go with the Brazers, Wrath. And
Hi,
they were able to
Bigo.
take out Keyboy, but now Sans with a double kill. They move on even further.
Uh-oh, things are not looking good here for the side of Geeks. Gobs now chipped away as well. Beloyski though from the flanks.
Oh, Gobs is so low. He's going in. Lutpi.
Oh, I don't think he will survive.
Ano yan?
Another kill on the board for ONIC. And that will be
Naka-glitch
3
yun.
turtle for ONIC as well. 1K gold
Di ko
now.
na
It's a prolonged
na-log
fight
in
right
yung account ko.
there. I mean, they were able to just hit it back and forth, and I think one of the best, I'd say, privileges of ONIC's draft is the fact that they have so much fighting power. Again, with the Baxia and the pop as well from Sans, the traction pulse. That is actually a utility ultimate. But let's take a look at the talent prediction for the new application. Go pay. I think it's equal, but more siding towards ONIC with 3 of us, Eterna, me, and you.
Yeah, it's again just Sheffin, right? Why all the predictions, but I love that confidence. And let's see, will that prediction come through or not? 1,500 gold lead, first 3 minutes. That's a lot, realize.
That's pretty much it, right, for ONIC. Again, they have so much
Kamukha ni Fabian yung jungle ng, ng GEEK.
Agency to move around the map. Again, follow suit in the fight.
That's a flicker. That's a shortcut, Keyboy. Half HP. GEEK fam now needs to find an opening. Makeits jumping in. Not really find the connection that he wanted. A bottom side is still a pure 1v1. Kenzie versus Savero. And it seems like it's still equal. Savero, very aggressive. That's gonna be Savero. Just
Uy,
going
nalipad.
in the crossbow
Naka-out.
attack. Good spacing by Kenzie. That's gonna be ONIC there. Just surviving. Still though, they're in the lead.
Oh, Savero was almost able to take down Kenziski. I thought it was gonna go for the kill fully, but again, Kenziski was too far to reach that proximity of crossbow Fang. But up top, it's only Lutpi and Gobs again, just shuffling it around. And I think so far ONIC is doing a very good job on just scouting the global presence of GEEK fam through that shortcut, because Kyrie, so tanky, can roll around, open up the bushes for ONIC, and that enables them to again have prio on the objectives. Now 9 seconds to the turtle this time around. I think the gold laners might join in the fight. I mean, the 1-1 is already level 6, Kenziski as well, level 6. So this might be a long dance for the objective, but Kyrie is gonna come and follow up. And Lutpi has the War Axe ready. I don't think it's gonna rotate, but it might just happen.
See, it seems like both teams, right? They're taking it slow here, waiting for more info, waiting for more rotations. Keyboy shows himself there. Oh, that's a miss there from Sansa's ult. Lutpi joins, so that's the green light for ONIC to just commit on towards the turtle. GEEK fam, what do they respond with?
Oh, Kyrie gets the turtle, and now it's gonna be ONIC pouncing forward.
Oh, that's Shaman for pops! But Sans caught it red-handed. That's gonna be an immobilization all towards Kyrie. That's gonna be Kyrie actually soaking a lot of damage. That's gonna be Kyrie surviving with the shield unity. Savero, though, is there to provide that and find a kill. Beloyski goes down.
Kala ko makaka-out si Baloy.
Finding the equalizer there with Beloyski. And yeah, still ONIC just winning on the fights and the neutral objectives here for the first 5 minutes.
Because they have so much control, right? Again, the current call is somehow a CC, and then you have the Badang as well. Kyrie just, again, playing... basically have kind of like a crash course in the Boxia, right? The chip has it, the Boxia so does too. And the fact that the Boxia can just roam around is indeed very, very good. Plus the traction pulse, the icing on top, make it!
That's an engage, make it 2v1.
Grabe.
3v2 now, make it
Ay,
very low, still
naka-out.
able to sidestep from that threat. And still 2,000 goal lead here. GEEK fam, they are catching stray still.
Yeah, ONIC is throwing hands left and right, and as of now, it's Severo with 1 kill, the 1-1 against the Harith. You would argue that maybe the Harith does have the upper hand. Beloyski flicker crash course.
On towards Sans. Shortcut pops committed. The boy jumps in. That's very risky. But he's A-okay. Now ONIC looking for the traction falls. Connected.
Huli.
That can be Beloy. Punished for the 3rd time, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, 3K established.
There you go, the follow-up is so quick, it's not telegraphed. Because once the traction pulse hits, Kyrie can just jump in with a shield unity and catch the players of GEEK fam slow in his ultimate. And now it's up to ONIC to control, again, the tempo of this game. 7 seconds to the turtle. Severo is able to acquire that turret down bottom, as now they convene as they look for this objective next on the chopping block. They have 2 turtles ready, and this might be a perfect turtle, but GEEK fam, they don't want to let it slip from their hands.
Naked's now contesting under the turtle. That's a stun off on towards one member. The boy goes down. That's a kill for a turtle for now, but now it's going to be Naked stuck isolated, and ONIC
Grabe, ang
will
dami.
shut him down. And that's going to be 4K already in hand for the yellow porcupines.
They went ham on the players of GEEK fam. And that was Naked's actually stealing the turtle, so at least they have some sort of a reminiscent. Yeah, but Severo might caught in no man's land.
Shortcut, great play by BBB.
Oh!
And that's going to be Severo punished the 1st time. Now, will there be counterplay as Lupi jumps in with the engage? Good CC. Beloyski very low.
Beloyski is so low, and Keyboy gets a boy. That's a boy versus a boy, and Lutpi gets the kill. Gobs is remaining with Naked.
Uh-oh, they still want beef. Gobs very low.
No.
Nowhere to go. As ONIC, they are under the turret, looking for more kills, but Kenziski finds an important shutdown on towards Lutfi.
Ah, the blue Lenin arrives in time. A heroic entrance, but that's a kill to only Lutpi. They lose 1, but they're able to grab 3 to 4 kills for ONIC. And now it's 10 to 5, 4K gold lead. That was Severo caught in the wrong side of the tracks. So at least for now, ONIC, it's all about resetting, because look at the wave down bottom. It's going to crash towards them. And they haven't been able to at least establish that priority on just pushing the waves even further to GEEK fam.
Seems like now, tempo gone down. 20 seconds on the clock for the first lure, ladies and gentlemen. And item check.
Yeah, item check right now, or X again for the CC. And look at this guy, Fiercer for Sans, right? He can join the skirmishes. And I wouldn't say Holy Trinity, but that's like Severo with 3 items with the Malefic gun. It makes sense, because he needs extra range, because the players of GEEK fam just want to jump into his face. I mean, Beloyski is there. Make it with the Fredrin, even if he's not that mobile compared to the Boxia. But once you get taunted, I mean, it's going to be hard. Oh, shortcut.
Uh-oh, that's going to be Lutfi actually taunted everything. Put in the kitchen sink. He goes down. Kyrie, though, from the flanks finds Malloy. San secures the kill. That's going to be GEEK fam actually now. Their numbers are low.
Backup is here. The Sky Army arrives in time. Sans!
Kenziski will not be able to find the clutch play as Sans is there, but he will be punished 4-4-2 for now.
Wipeout was close to fruition, but Gob still stands, lives to tell the tale. He has to be able to hold this Lord, but ONIC, they will try to get it scot-free. Keyboy is kicking him in into the pit.
I don't think Gobs is able to. Oh, Beloyski says, yes, they might with the shortcut pops. Keyboy finds the stun.
Oh, shortcut pop. Kenziski and the boy falls up to with the action. Gob stuck in no man's land in the back.
Let's see Lutfi trying to buy time, but Gobs will do himself as well. That's going to be Kenziski securing the kill. ONIC, though, with the boy Sans here, they're in control of the Lord, but is this the right call?
Yep, have to hold this. Keyboy, oh! Looks for the fist crack. They have their sights on the Lord. GEEK are still meddling with it, though. they have the power to at least fight this. So ONIC knows they have to reset. They have to take a step back. But I think for now they're still staying here. So yeah, just trying to also dissuade GEEK fam from taking the Lord.
They know that the bottom lane is favoring their side. That's why they're taking their time here in controlling the Lord. And GEEK fam, they are the
Nakamute pala ako.
ones who needs to respond.
Siya shoutout ako, nakamute ako. Hello Rain, hello Romel.
But that shows that, yeah, no Herod, let's fight.
They have to rush this. And ONIC, they might look for something. Look B bites the bullet. It's Kyrie jumping in, traction pulse.
On towards one, that's gonna be a taunt. That's gonna be Severo.
Boom.
Dying first in this fight. Great response as Kenziski with the shortcut was able to find the double.
Oh, that's Make It. The smiling jungler just being a terror for ONIC. And now they scramble. Make It!
Oh, Freeze's Wrath was not enough for Kenziski. Sunned up, purified pop. Look B now. He is isolated. Now with the sidestep, he's able to get out, but Keyboy very low. So that's just 2 for 1 in favor of GEEK fam.
That's a two-man taunt with the Lord Steal as well. Let's Make It. Just keeping GEEK fam together again with the taunt.
Oh, good taunt, 2 men. Kenziski's gun under the turret, but Kenziski doesn't care. He wants beef, and he will find a kill on towards Keyboy.
Oh, ONIC. Now they see that obstacle. Now they see that they might be in a cul-de-sac because GEEK fam are fighting back. They're retaliating. And the shortcut pop, they might want to fight this again.
Uh-oh, is this the right call for ONIC?
Ang daming ano dito, flash eh.
And Sans actually taking a lot of heat. Kyrie goes down. This is not looking good. Crossbow attack!
Nalipad.
Kenziski will not survive as well. Severo now still able to find the damage, but that is a great punishment from Severo.
Severo holding the team together. That crossbow of Tang was so clutch. The rookie from ONIC, and now it's ONIC having that leeway to get out of their base, to control their jungle again, to get control of the river and the map. And so far, I feel like if they really want to create that push down bottom or up top, there's always going to be Beloyski with that Y walk to kind of match the pressure. But again, if that happens, he doesn't have the shortcut pressure as well at the same time. So that's going to be a game of options there for Beloyski to choose whether or not he wants to respond to that push, or does he want to look for a pick again, because that has been the surprise factor. But hey, MPL ID X streamer by Good Day, it is BZTV.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and I think the play that they made earlier was the perfect one. Or send Kenziski down, shortcut to just provide the surprise attack, right? Technically surprise, and they made it work last time round. So now, 13 minutes in, ONIC, they're only up 2K. And I feel like GEEK fam has a lot of ways to neutralize that situation.
And a quick check on the item. Look at Severo with the Athena shield. He knows that Kenziski will just burst him down, so he needs that extra magic resistance. Now for ONIC, 20 kills doesn't really mean anything when we enter the 14-minute mark, because it becomes of relevance now, right? GEEK fam, they're able to, once again, bounce the waves, push it out again. And I think another way to look at it is the fact that, like what you said, they can send a carry across the map to control the pressure, to push out the waves. But once the shortcut hits, it's a quick route to entering the fight. A 4v5 or a 1v5 even can become a 5v5 in a blink of an eye. So now, ONIC has to be able to just scout out that potential. It has been happening with Kyrie rolling around the bush, looking for flank angles that Beloyski might be able to establish. And now GEEK fam, they have dibs on the Lord.
Pa-shout out po. Hello, Amerkan. Amin.
Boy doesn't really find the opening that he wants with that concealed play. Top lane favoring GEEK fam this time round. I want to see how ONIC will respond to this.
They'll take it slow. Again, Severo is here. Oh, look at Beloyski. This is a flank angle. Big brain Beloy, but Kyrie will try to scout it out. No, he's coming from the back!
Oh, looking for the flank angles. Finds the flicker. Oh my goodness, Sans now in threat. Severo though will kill Beloyski. That's gonna be Kyrie though. Stuck. Trying to buy time for his team. Is this the right call?
Kyrie's just dragged back. The jungler is gone. Make it with the winner crown.
Make is also falling. Severo versus Kenziski. Crossbow attack will not be enough to take him down. Severo now trying to buy time, but he will be shut down as Sans finds a double.
Look, B just cross in the back, and now it's up to Gobs to keep GEEK fam together. Can he hold for dear life?
5 seconds of Aloy. I think
Ayun.
they can. Right, Gobzo will again buy time.
Wipe
The
up.
winner crown though will be used, and that will be almost an official wipeout there.
I got
May
three
buhumahing
eyes
sa
at the
labas.
angle.
Narinig
He was
niyo.
down bottom in the bush and he took the Y-walk up top to get to the purple buff, but he was spotted out, and that crash course was just in vain. Shortcut, not follow up as well, and this Lord is free for ONIC to take. Plunder, absolute plunder for ONIC.
Yep. ONIC, they have equalized on the Lord take. They lost the Lord earlier, but this time around, minute number 16, they will take it. So in about 12 seconds, the Lord will be up. And I think they have time to manipulate the waves. All 3 lanes be in their favor.
Let's take a look at the, base defense from GEEK Fam, right? We know, and the panel made it clear, that GEEK Fam were the ones who coined the term geekable. They were able to hold the base against ONIC. But I think in this iteration of the draft, it feels like the wave clear isn't the best.
Laglag na yan. Sino?
With the
Sino
synchro
malalaglag?
pushing, that's it, right? A boy maybe, but he needs to be very,
Muntik
very
na masisiulit si Kair. Kaya nga.
Can they end this from ONIC?
ONIC will have to just be satisfied with 2 lanes. That's a Son onto his Gobs. Taking a lot of DPS by Son. Still able to flicker out of danger. Lord, half HP.
Lord is relentless. The Crystal exposed as well. But ONIC, they know they have to be calculative on their approaches. They want that inhibitor turret down bottom. This might be yet another siege. GEEK Fam, they need to hold.
I think with Kenziski, they will be able to find the defense here. Bottom side, almost Fraction Pulse connects.
He was looking for a flank angle, but he went up top. It was so hard for him. Maybe he wanted to cut the waves coming in, right? And just hinder that top side from being pressured even more. As of now, ONIC, they get all the inhibitor turrets. So it's ONIC with the control. 17 minutes coming to 18. GEEK Fam. Is it geekable?
Let's see. Kenziski decided to
Geekable.
knock off the Shaman Force to defend his inner turret there. That's a conceal.
Pa-shout out daw. Hello, Ton Jabaro.
Connect. That's the question. Good spacing, Malloy. Oh, aggressive flicker there, but doesn't land. So that's again,
ONIC malalaglag na,
resource
sabi.
spent.
Yeah, but it's a trade, right? Sans also burned his flicker. And as the Kimmy, you really want to be in a safe spot. You really want to distance yourself from the players of GEEK Fam, and I think there's going to be information for GEEK Fam to use. Maybe they might look for a pick-off against Sans, but I think that he has way too many, protection at this point, right? E-Boy again, Kyrie as well. So I think it's going to be fine, at least for now, because ONIC is also turning down the tempo. They know this flicker might eat them up from the inside, so they hold it for now. As of now, it's only focusing on, again, balancing that wave push. They're creating a tri-lane push, at least for now, to make GEEK Fam clear. But number 2, they're prepping for
Sino nagsabi di ka nga marunong maglaro tas manglalait ka lang daw? Sabi ni Chloe.
A potential surprise play.
Mga guys, chill lang.
All good. Fraction Pulse. No flicker on Malloy. Should be
Uy.
punished. That's a crossbow attack.
Lumipad na naman si Sabero.
Now Kyrie looking for a flank. Doesn't really find it. So yeah, just take a kill and they pull back.
Yeah, it's all about just taking down the war crime general. It's BBB. Deleted from the fray. The Sky Kings again, just cementing their
Shoutouts kay J. Pau.
in this game.
Kakasimula lang. Game 1 pa lang to, guys.
Good terrify there. Kenziski though is vulnerable. Kenziski will fall, and a boy will fall as well. Again, ladies and gentlemen, ONIC always
Uy.
finds the right button.
Wipe out. Tas may minion sa base nila.
The Sky Kings wipes out the players of GEEK Fam, and once again they show that they are in the wrong neighborhood. It is ONIC punching the first game, 1-0.
Game 1, ONIC.
ONIC, they were early game. They got it in the back, mid-game. Perhaps it might sway towards GEEK, but they made sure that in the late, that game was there.
Pa-shoutout po. Hello kay Rain Polycher. Hello, Narido Cesar.
But at the same time, again, with the Boxia,
Grabe si Sabero.
to be so free at that regard, and again, with Sans as well, you have safe options to play with the Kimmy, right? You have the damage, you have the burst with the Sky Piercer, plus that traction pulse as a utility tool to set up for even greater engages. Because once you do that, Kyrie has access to just jump into the backline. And as of now, it's ONIC dictating the course of this game. But Geek Fam, we saw slivers of what they could do, even make it with the Fredrin. Was able to show that he could play the utility jungler.
Chat lang ako sa stream ko.
Man. What an
Update
opening.
natin.
I have to say, a convincing win. Sure,
Nice, Kyrie.
it's over 15 minutes, but overall, it was a convincing win from ONIC.
It wasn't, right? I mean, kill-wise, if we take a look at the kill leaderboard, rather the scoreboard, they had half of what Geek Fam were able to have. But I think Geek Fam were able to show
Hindi ko pala nahinaan.
again and again, time and time. That they make things
Magagaya
hard.
ata sa TLID
To
yan.
what the panel has to say.
Sinong
So
team?
Eterna, Mirko, and Chefin, time is yours.
Sinong team ba ano? Kirby.
Chaos, we finally get a game longer than 20 minutes. 9 seconds by all accounts, but it was a lot closer than the matches we saw yesterday. So, guys, break that down for us. Game number 1.
Shout out Kenneth
You wanna say something first,
Bajasay.
Mr.
Hello.
Community?
Hey, this is the story, right? I doubted the pattern.
Okay.
I realized that I have my own pattern. If I doubt the pattern, then the pattern becomes true.
So, Chachaklogi,
Again,
What does that mean,
a theory.
Eterna?
it's a theory.
Absurd
Wait
theory.
lang, magre-refresh lang ako guys.
That we got an actual
Wait
game
up,
left
wait
right now
up.
because yesterday it was like stomp, 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 bad draft, bad draft.
Mabilis lang. Mabilis na refresh lang. Baka tayo ay nalalate na syempre eh. Anong tag doon? Yan. Ay, wala.
But I think Geek Fam came back really well with the draft that they were given. It was just that they overcommitted for the turret up top here. Way too aggressive. And for some reason, there
Wala
was
pa
only
naman.
one Winter Crown. There was only one way to counter the 1-1 in the later stage of the game that, again, is usually the way you want to deal with the 1-1. You want to get a
there's
lot
two
more Winter Crown.
Yeah.
Who else had the Winter Crown?
It's
Was it-
Gops and also
Nakeds?
Nakeds. Loiski did not build it, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, because he's the guy,
you know, the
in-
spearhead, right?
Exactly. He's the guy who's gonna be in and then probably dead first in most of the
Parang
teams.
walang aso ngayon ah.
Shout out to Sans.
Mamaya-maya.
Sans is phenomenal.
Hintayin nyo lang.
On the enemy
Nangangaulim yung avatar ko.
and then once you get into a comfortable spot,
Tap tap
play
aiming.
from behind. Just play from behind your frontliners. He did something extra. He went forward. He flickered forward. I thought it was troll. He did well.
Player of the game presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G, by the way. It looks like Shepard has something to add.
I don't think so. This guy is just,
a monster.
man. Like when you're an ONIC fan, you'd be happy to see this, but when you're on the receiving end of it, it's not so fun. You know, it's not so sans.
This is the play I'm talking about. I was like, yo,
Like what the hell?
this is not it, Sans. I was like, oh, this is kind of troll. And then he decides, no, it's not Miracle. This is how gila I am. Again, though, this composition for Geek Fam, we gotta talk about it a bit more, right? Unfortunately, it didn't work out in the end. But I see what the vision was. The vision was
Uy, kamusta naman mga ante? Chumika naman kayo. Wala ba kayong chika? Chika mini.
With the Holy Crystal, with the Divine Glaive, it doesn't matter who takes the damage.
Sub din kayo sa YT ko guys. Nakalive ako sa YT.
Crazy priority, and they try to play Mr. President with him. Unfortunately, some of these fights, Beloyski tried to go with a crazy flank again, trying to go for Sans. And I think the biggest mistake for Geek Fam was, number one, losing out in the early game that bad. Like, they should have, by all means, given away
Baka high quality ba?
objectives to trade with the chip. Go in the
Ay
bottom lane,
naman.
play for your strong side, play for your main carry,
Ulan,
which is
ulan.
Arid. But they decided to contest a lot of neutral objectives that got them in a position where they were down 4,000 gold. Then they recovered, but then they overcommitted, they overheated, pushed in way too far up top. They got punished by Severo.
Heru, hello.
They tried to go for a couple of Hail Mary shortcuts. and it didn't work. It ended up with them losing all 3 base turrets, and then at that point, it was kind of like a seal the deal type of objective to take.
By the way, on that point, right, protect Mr. President for Kenziski at the later stage of the game. We actually heard a little bit of a gasp from Sheffin when he saw that final item come in for Kenziski.
I wouldn't say a guess, but I see where the vision is because like he's the only real damage dealer that GEEK Fam has. So like it or not, you're gonna be the one that's gonna have the most burden to carry your team. And I actually kind of like that Wishing Lantern plus the Blood Wings combo. No Winter Crown at all for Kenziski, but I was actually kind of like befuffled. What's the word? Befuffled?
What is that?
I don't know.
Gobsmacked, maybe?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay, we have 2 gobsmacks, guys.
Gob got smacked.
Beloski, I saw the KDA from Beloski. Yeah, that's normal. 088. Usual Beloski, but a boy 079.
But what do you guys think about that build? Was it too greedy, maybe going in full damage? Yes, the Harith.
I think for sure. I think it should have just been a normal build, you know, concentrated energy, sell the boost for Oracle. You would have more ways to deal with Sans, and yes,
Uy, wala kayong chika.
there, so the healing will be cut down.
Bakit?
We saw a couple of
Biglang
times
ganun.
if he was
Bakit?
able to get just a bit more HP, I think in the team fights, he would be able to win. Like, I'm talking about the Sans chase up top, right? Just a little bit more HP, he would have been able to outplay there. I'm talking about the final fight for the Evolve Lord in that mid bush as well. If he had a bit more sustain, it could have changed things. Over the Blood Wings, that I think in this game, yes, you get additional shielding, and when it pops, you get movement speed. It doesn't really matter though. There's so many more like ways to slow you down, lock you down. Weakness Finder again from 112, right? I like the concentrated energy and the Oracle. I think he experimented too much with the itemization. That's my opinion.
I gotta say, in my opinion too, like the Blood Wings, I think it would have been better if we goes for something like a Genius one. Yes, that sounds insane, right?
Yeah.
But the only magic damage dealer that the damage dealer that they have is Valentina and also Harith.
Yeah.
So maybe that's gonna help just you know, to kind of chunk the HP a bit from the frontliners of ONIC. And by the way, the frontliners of ONIC, shout out to them, Carrie, Lutpi, and also Keyboy did their part.
Yeah, we didn't mention them that much.
Yeah, the CC was
Mamaya, RRQ and Alter Ego. Grabe yung laro ng Alter Ego ko hapon.
right now.
Di ko na-stream eh, may ginawa kasi ako.
I mean,
Hello, Rick. ONIC Game 1, panalo.
first 2 phase, right? Or maybe like a Badang, but that's more like a flex, right? Maybe like a Badang or glue, I guess.
What about the Phobius? Has the Phobius fallen out of the meta?
No, absolutely not.
I think it really depends on the picks though. I don't think you... Sometimes it's okay to go for the Phobius if you really have just an early game composition, right? If you just want to win out the first few turtles, Phobius gives you immense value in the team fights early on. Just because I think when it comes to level 4 power spikes, that guy has the best level 4 power spike.
Hello,
A
Adrian.
little bit more information about the EXP lane. But, so back at this again. You guys were quite opinionated about the drafts. Is that something that you can repair or adapt to coming into game number 2?
Adapt, yes, but again,
Were there like really glaring problems in the drafts?
Daya mo, te. Kala ko mamaya pa.
yes,
Yung alin ba?
not for Miracle, apparently.
Ano mamaya pa?
Because I
Wala
just
ka pa
don't know
naman
why
sinabi.
They put all this eggs into one basket in Kanziski. Meanwhile, for ONIC, they have 2 heroes that literally they cannot deal with unless Pelosi gets a good set, which is kind of rare. And you kind of factor the fact that the 1-1 has the build and Purify. Sans is just Sans. He knows when to flicker. He doesn't need Purify. He's like pretty much Kelra in the mid lane. You know? It's hard.
It is.
RG daw.
Very hard.
Yan ka naman
You know,
eh.
of course, on that note, right, all these adjustments need to be made not just for this coming playoff, but also MSC. Because
Nagtatampo na ako sa'yo, Adrian.
we're looking at veterans in their own rights already making their way into MSC, getting that slot versus potentially the young guns, right? We're looking
Ang laro sabi ko hapon. Oh, hapon naman ah. 2 p.m. Hapon na yun.
You know the meme, hydrogen bomb versus a coughing baby?
No.
No.
I'm not aware.
Like, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just trying to channel my inner doubter pattern here. If I
It's
doubt
okay.
the Indonesian gold laner, maybe they'll be better than the PH gold laners. But holy moly, look at that lineup.
Yeah.
And the guy in the bottom, like he was the, you know, whatchamacallit, he got kicked out of MPL PH.
Yeah.
And somehow turned out better.
He was a reject, I would say, right in MPL Philippines. He failed in MPL Philippines, and then in SRG, he became a monster.
MSC.
It just goes to show you how much potential players that fail have. that you need to give him a second chance sometimes, and it was very, very visible. Not just in Innocent, but in King Kong, in that TNC lineup. Everybody got their second chance. Everybody started to pop off, and yeah, I think right now this is a very
Too
like,
early?
It's way too early to really like compare Arfi, Savero, Toy, and Kenzie to these legends of the game. They're really good. Sometimes I mean. Eman's the closest one, I would say, to them, and he's another Filipino goalie.
Yeah, a lot of familiar faces that we've seen over
Dito
the
rin
years.
ako
And speaking
kahapon
of
sa
familiar
live
faces
mo.
over the years, these are the forgotten
Yung
heroes
ano ba?
of
Yung sa
the
alter
MSC
ego ba?
franchise that we notoriously
May ginawa
know
kasi
of,
ako,
right?
hindi
Of
ko na
course,
na-stream ulit.
last year, Riyadh, Roger, the only thing that I think is still, etched in everyone's minds. We have the Esmeralda as well as the Thamus. Now, at this
Nag-double
point,
ka
we've seen a few of these
stars.
heroes getting picked up, Esmeralda and Roger in particular.
Imo ka na,
Do
di
you
ba?
guys still think that they are relevant in this current meta?
Which one?
Sayang, kung pinaimo mo ako, bibigyan kitang Naruto
Esmeralda is
skin.
much more conditional, but if the condition is met, he is crazy. He is crazy.
Good luck
And
sa
also Direct,
grind,
in one
Adrian.
of the games of the regular season, he was topping both damage taken and damage dealt, which is insane.
Yeah, but definitely not relevant. Conditional for the Esmeralda, Thamas, Roger, Esmeralda. I think they're kind of irrelevant, and I feel like it's just the meta, dude. I mean, Moonson has nerfed a lot of these heroes. Notoriously, they nerfed Roger last season when technically GEEK Fam only worked with the Roger. That was unfortunate. Like, they banned all of Vincent. They nerfed all of Vincent's heroes last season.
Oh man.
Feels bad. Feels bad.
Hey, but we want to get to ONIC with that.
Yeah.
Feels good.
You want to get a trophy for that?
Oh, give him the beat the ONIC trophy.
Give me the don't ban Irithel trophy.
Beat ONIC Dior.
Give me the beat GEEK last season Dior.
Beat Geek last season.
We're
Oh
gonna let
yeah,
this
you're right.
Continue for a bit
What happens
until
now
they're
though?
finished.
We're done.
You're done? What about the meta this MSC? If you had to make a
Uh-oh.
prediction of the face of MSC this year, who would it be?
If
Oh man.
everything still stays the same, probably Fredrin Baksha.
Same. Like, I feel like it's a reminiscence of what happened throughout the patches that Moonton made. We saw like the emblems are getting shaken. Oh, the tank jungle is not going to be relevant. Guess what? They're back again. Now we're starting to realize apparently tank jungle is still the way to go in this playoff. So like, oh my goodness. Do you like the tank jungles?
I mean, the classics sometimes are the best choice, right? You stick with something for so long and you realize, hey, why didn't we use this all along? You know, that's kind of similar to the Samsung Galaxy A Series 5G, right? It's been here since season, I don't know. It's been here since before I came.
Not this version. Not this
Different versions,
version. But it's been, yeah.
it's still Samsung.
It's so good.
It's
man.
still Samsung. Tell them why.
For me, it's all about leveling up your content with the Galaxy A36 5G's 50 MP OIS camera. And with awesome intelligence, My Filter, create custom filters just how you like. Need in-game tips? Use Circle the Search. Just circle items to instantly find information. And I think all you need to do is head over to Samsung.com/ID or your nearest Samsung store to grab the Galaxy A36 5G, starting at just 5 million IDR. Get awesome bonuses worth over 1.5 million, including a free memory upgrade and a travel adapter.
But by the way, I want to say to Samsung, if you need someone that can feed you the information of MPL, call me, because when I tried the AI and I asked like which team is gonna win the MPL season 15, GeekPen was not there.
Really?
So they need some fixing.
Currently, you need some fixing.
Why?
They're 1-0 up. Currently, the AI is one up in you.
I don't think I need. I'm the one that needs to be fixed. I'm not playing, bro.
No, but like
Your prediction.
Oh.
Yeah.
He has a pattern of like.
Kakatapos ng ata nung laro. Medyo gabi kasi kalaro ko squad ko.
That's in the business. And if you guys want to sit over up front in the
Kailan mo yan?
you guys need to pick up one of these bad boys yourselves, straight right. Can you imagine?
Good luck,
pro
good
players
luck.
literally playing in front of you? I can't. We're all the way back here.
You're right. That's why I've always, like.
Oh,
Galaxy
Samsung Galaxy
Zone.
Zone. Okay. I'm a bit slow.
That's
sorry.
why caster over panel, right? No, actually today
I
panel
guess
is better.
you guys
but
are closer technically by like a few meters.
That's enough.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I
Just
can sniff them.
Caster gang. Even though I'm on panel today, caster gang. Shout outs to. Actually, never mind. The casters today are ONIC fans, both of them. So
Hey, by the way, I hear that last tidbits of that cast, by the way. Get this
What?
casters out of here,
What,
bro.
what,
I heard
what
that
do they
too.
say? What do they say?
Oh my god.
What do they say?
Like
It-
something like in the wrong neighborhood, bro.
Wrong
Oh my God.
neighborhood. This is what ONIC always is able to
Wow.
I
Blah,
thought
blah, blah.
must be biased. Think about me.
Di ko pala to na timeran, no?
I'm not even biased to be
Ang tagal nila lagi mag next match. Next game pala.
Still
No.
accepting.
They might have not won a single MPL in 3 seasons. They might have
May
never
umuubo sa
gone
background.
to an M series. But when you pick a team, you stay loyal, brother.
Oh, Gonic
BTR.
knows a thing or two for that.
Oh, he knows a thing or 15 years
Kailan
of,
kaya to mag-i-start?
But
sticking to a team that just doesn't win.
I respect that a bit more than realizes shameless glory hunting. He's a Madrid fan and an ONIC fan. Can you believe that?
That's like,
How could you be much less normie than that? Or much more?
Call Mira, hello!
much more.
Yeah, much more. normie
Happy
than that.
streaming and happy Independence Day. Game na done.
number one normally.
Visit from Prime Hunter TV and Rampa Girl Plays. Kalayaan na sana wag ang taong wag ang taong mahal natin ang palayain, kundi ang sama ng loob na matagal nang kinikimkim sa puso natin sa haba ng panahon. Salamat sa pagbisita, Call Mir.
One though, but obviously we did chat a little bit about the drafts. I think we got Shefin's take earlier on, but what did you think, Mirko?
I think again, the composition had its win conditions, and I think it was proper too. It wasn't really horrible. They should have really played more for the trades in the early game if they lost control of it. I think it's hard
820
targeting as well in
days
the
na
early
si
game. Sussing
Adrian.
Geek Fam, with this kind of composition, what
Si
you want
Call
to do is you
Mir,
wanna break the front line, right?
1115.
Playing without the Harry.
Ang tagal na, thank you sa
That's where the
mga
Harry really starts joining in,
naka-follow pa
team fights, and
din.
That's where you can try to play more front to back and play to enable the Harrod. In the early game, they were letting CC, they were letting Himi, both Suns and Lukpi do a bit too much to them without punishing. They were targeting Kyrie, they were targeting Keyboy for some reason, and I think it might be the jitters. Again, May Kids, Kenzie, they're both rookies. We have seen this as well just yesterday. Arfi, it does seem like they get better as the game, as the series goes on, right? So for Geek Fam, they're also a team notorious for not really changing that much in the drafts. They like to stick to what they think works. And I honestly think, despite, yes, having less damage dealers, having only one source of damage, magic damage, that being in game number 1, it's still fine. Harith, the reason I really like the Harith is because it doesn't matter if you go for a full magic damage composition when you have a Harith. Once you get the Divine Hoodie, you bypass everything. Radiant Armor, Athena Shield, it's no problem. Even with the Oracle, you get through it all. It's such a
Ang tagal,
ridiculous
grabe.
hero in this meta, and that's why we call it the modern day Natan. Get those items, start carrying. Team fights are very hard to lose if you play for the Harith, and that's why the composition was literally, all right, let's capitalize on this broken pick.
It's always been the plan A for Geek Fam ever since the regular season starts. It's either the Moskov split push or Harith carry. That's the only two things that Geek Fam did in the first half of the season at least. But second half, they start to expand a bit more in the
look at
draft.
that guy.
Who's that?
That's Kyo.
Yo, Joshua.
You, Joshua, up in the festival, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys, you know, unfortunately, maybe the tickets are sold out or whatever, you guys actually can still watch outside at the festival
For free.
for free. Exactly. So many activities that you guys can actually do. A lot of free stuff given away. There's merch booths. There's other kinds of booths. It's super fun.
Can I vent a bit?
Sure.
Sure.
I was so excited about Jakarta International Velodrome because I got to play some hoops
Ah.
last year. But apparently, I came to the basketball court and the hoops weren't there.
Where are they?
Oh my lord.
I don't know, bro.
And
No hoops?
Yeah.
That's awful.
I don't care. I'm sorry.
I
But I
was
understand.
trying to be nice.
Yun.
That's why we got Devil's Advocate.
Okay.
Yeah. We got
Good
to have
cop, bad cop.
good cop, bad cop.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm a Geek Fam fan too, though, Chefin. So
Yep.
that we share.
Thank you.
Okay. But it looks like the drafts are ready, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, here live in, once again, Jakarta International Velodrome. We're going to get to game number 2.
See?
Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. Let's just get straight into it.
They're not a type of team to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Hey,
this is Geek Fam.
This is Chip again, probably, right?
Wait.
Wait.
Yes, unless they want to try to go for the Kalea and try to call out the fact that ONIC are just not that good with Chip alone.
Well,
But
they went for Chip again.
they gotta go Chip again.
I don't think
wonder.
much will change.
I wonder what ONIC's gonna do. Coach that's notorious as well for using the picks that they have won with. Baksha, probably, and Kimmy. Oh, man.
Oh,
You guys
man.
are really smart.
Hey, thank you.
You got 100 IQ returner.
Oh, man. Now, I agree with you with the hoops. Now we go hooping.
We're about
Coach that's notorious as well. Oh, my lord. Back-to-back. Sharp shooting.
Oh man.
Sharp shooting the hoops.
Sharp student. It's fine. It's fine. So, Fredrin Valen again? Did you agree with the Valen pick?
That they can change. I think the Valentina is the only pick in that composition that I feel like, all right, they could be a better choice maybe, but what is the better choice, right? The Farce has been banned out. That would usually be my answer when you're up against a Kimmy and later on a Wanwan.
I would play like a pure front to back. Never
You
mind.
don't care? No.
I was gonna say like how about like a bit more front to back approach, picking something like a Yeeve and try to kite, but it doesn't really go well with the chip. It's the thing that I realized. Bless you.
Thank you.
And now I really wonder. This is gonna be a hard pick for Coach Yep. Oh man, I'm weighing on the options.
I
here.
just hope that they pull the, like, I really hope Yeb gets smarter, you know? Maybe pick up the Wanwan, but don't ban the Irith though.
On a serious note, like I've
Wow.
seen this in the regular season, right? Both Blovsy and I think back then it was Adi, right? They're so like the 3 draft that's almost the same.
Yeah.
Whoa, a change. Okay.
Yeah, they pick up the Badang and not the Wanwan. All right, yeah, the Wanwan is honestly changeable, I guess, in the composition. It wasn't the crucial. It's actually crucial. So
Yeah. I mean, it's the best option to pick if when you're up against a chip and also a Fredrin.
I guess
So I don't really understand the change, especially with Valentina. It's not really that much of a threat towards a 1-1. Even Savero built Athena, by the way. I hate him for that.
in a way, I like the Badang more here over the Wanwan. Why? Because the Badang is a way for them to still have a way to deal with the Fredrin, Valentina, and the chip when they go for the portals, right? You need big AoE, you need big setting compositions when you want to beat up this kind of chip comp in general. And if you look at the bans, ONIC are setting up for a Harith pick. They're trying to deny the enable, like the GEEK fam enable Harith composition already. They ban out the Moskov. If they ban out what I think now, do they ban out the 1-1 then? If they want to go Harith.
I'm not sure. This is gonna be a tough one for the gold laners. So like, yeah, they have the option to just ban out the Harith or pick the Harith from themselves. But
I think pick.
The main problem still stands with only magic damage dealers.
Ba't may delete
It is a
comment?
but once again, you've
Eh, nagburaw eh.
throughout the regular season that it's Harith, it doesn't matter.
Yung out of nowhere, bigla ka magmumura.
You look at this composition, you'd be like, no way it's gonna be Joy. They already have magic damage and they're setting up for what looks to be a Harith.
Wait.
But even Joy bypasses that. Ah, now that is
Harit
strange in my
ban.
opinion. But this means that, are they possibly going for a Kalea Beatrix? Or a Kalea Granger?
Franco is
wait,
still
right?
there too.
Yeah,
But against a chip,
it was banned out earlier. Kalea and Franco in game 1.
He was.
I mean, you can go Bea and also a Tick if you're feeling a bit frisky.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think,
Against Valentina.
Oh yeah, you're right.
yeah, I don't think you want to give those big ultimates, but that kind of goes with the same Kalea theory, right? Do you really want to give Kalea over to the Valentina, Tsunami Slam over? Maybe. Yeah, okay, we get it out of the way. Kalea gets banned out here. ONIC.
Is there a world where
I really think ONIC should just pick blue. And then they set up for a Granger later on. Oh, but they
Iritel.
Oh
they're
my
trying
God.
to force GEEK fam to go 1-1 or Granger, and both of them actually do get countered by the Irithel. That's
God.
a pretty good move, ONIC.
Yeah,
I like
in
it.
a way, Irithel is kind of the same as 1-1, right? It moves while it deals damage.
It's the better 1-1.
Yeah. You don't have the second skill Purify though, but you can still pick the Purify against this much CC that's gonna come in from GEEK fam.
Wow,
Again,
that's a good.
I think the first 4 picks throughout these 2 games, I'm leaning towards Coach Yep by a mile.
Oh my
But
lord. Is this the last pick, Angela?
For Coach Yep,
Yeah.
that's
They ban out Faramis too. That may be the reason.
how do you
why.
counter that?
But they go for the X-Borg and the call.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a world where the Fredrin is gonna be flexed? But this is not really, you know, 100% of Fredrin EXP, by the way. The export can still go to the XP if they wanna
Oh.
do that.
Okay, so that takes away the Angela, yeah? Because, like, there's no way. I forgot the Kimmy's already picked up. You want to go Angela mid, I think, over Rome.
No, Erythel, I think he's still...
You want to go
possible.
Angela Rome for Keyboy?
Angela Rome, but you have to really stick with Kyrie in the early game. In the late game, you can just go back and let Kyrie open the bushes.
You know what?
And that's usually not a good sign.
I think they go Paquito or something. Up against the X-Borg, isn't Paquito like a smackaroonie?
Early game, yes.
Yeah. Smack him in the early game, win with the composition early game, get the Irithyll up in there, Kimi snowballs again. It is looking like a damage dealing... CC, a damage dealing XP.
Oh.
How CC beats X-Borg too, right?
I actually haven't tried it out, but I think it's more of a skill matchup than you think.
Okay.
I don't think there's a massive advantage
G.
in one of them.
Redmond's of a similar shade, but there have been adjustments. Ladies and gentlemen, from the drafts from game number 1, we're going to see exactly how this all unravels as we throw it over to Sheffin, Sheffin, Realize,
Hello.
as well as Gani. Take it away.
Thank you, panelists. And yeah, I am Cheffin. I have always been Cheffin. I'm not Realize.
We're both Cheffin.
We are
At this
both
point.
Cheffin.
Cheffin.
Cheffney and Chefflies.
There
Yeah.
you go.
If that goes, if that works. But what will work? Will it be GEEK's draft or ONIC's draft? Because now ONIC has the upper hand in game number 1. Game number 2, in Land of Dawn we go. It is still GEEK Fam against ONIC.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, ONIC, if they secure a game here, they will secure match point and will be a step closer to securing MSC.
And here we go, right? ONIC, obviously, with that pick. It was almost reminiscent of game number 1. The pick order, they brought
Uy,
Kimi
oh,
Barcia. Wait!
Similar, right? But this time they are able to punish both of the
Dalawa.
and roams. Great adjustments from ONIC.
What happened there? You blink and you miss it. ONIC pick up 2 kills. And those are towards Sans and Keyboy. Beloyski might be in trouble again.
Still has a flicker though. Let's see, that's a great isolation, but no real follow-up. Kyrie already invading the jungles, so that's still a win for ONIC.
Look at Keyboy. He's a very brave warrior. Just going at Beloyski and Kinziski, right? Again, so much pressure with a Badang and a Baxia. Plus this time, they pick up the CC to face off against the X-Borg. So take a look at the emblems presented to you by IndieHome, by Telkomsel. Obviously, with a QC on the Badang, I think it wants to be closer to its target. The Erythal as well, really benefits from the QC. Now Shield Unity and Beloyski again next, and he will flick.
Flicker.
Yeah, forced to use a flicker, and that's already a spell burnt before the first turtle fight. And let's see here, Kyrie level 4, Mika's also level 4, but EXP, I'm sure Kyrie has an edge. Bottom side, both teams rotating towards the EXP, the fight for the first neutral objective.
Picked up a important point there from Cheffin back in stage. Hold on a minute, Severo.
Oh, there is a slight miscommunication there perhaps, but Severo very low, but he is still in the Land of Dawn.
Yeah. I mean, they stated that this Fredrin could have been flexed, but the X-Borg is no way going to really be flexed, right? They picked this up safely for GEEK Fam to play. Traction pulse by Sans again, just biting off a boy. And ONIC just exerting the pressure time and time again. Beloyski and Kinziski, no less, not given the freedom to just farm up a bunch. Make-It goes for the taunt.
That's the vengeance. Kyrie looking for a stun on towards Make-It. The damage now will come through. Kyrie secures a kill. Beloyski stuck, isolated.
In the rocks he goes and he evaporates as ONIC pick up 2 more. It's a double and double. Kinziski blazing duet.
On towards Severo, giving pressure, but also for the farm.
Oh.
Almost there. That hit almost punishes Kinziski. Great recovery though. That's going to be both marksmen just recalling.
They were looking for the punish, right?
Oh.
And that was a good point as well by Mirko in the panel. The Erythal is a much better version than the 1-1. He has it has the movement speed and maybe bar the Purify in the 1-1, right? But I think the Erythal just is so much burstier in the early game with the heavy crossbow. You have you have a lot of mobility to work with, especially when GEEK Fam want to come running at you. The heavy crossbow will save the Erythal. And they were forcing GEEK Fam to play an unfavorable matchup against the Erythal, either the 1-1 or the Granger, right?
Yeah.
That's why, at the end of the day, they picked up the Claude, which I think early on can be heavily punished, because I think it needs 2 or 3 items to be online.
Yeah, 3.
But Beloyski,
Oh, they're trying to gang Ludwig. Vengeance terrified everything on the
Oh.
board.
Whoa.
But that's a response by ONIC.
the backup is here.
Ang ganda.
Sanity will not take down Lutpi, but Gobs will keep on running.
That's gonna be 1-for-1. And under the turret, that will be a double.
Whoa.
Oh, Severo.
Ay, muntik na.
Oof.
Kenziski wins the trade. Beloyski will
Oh.
secure the extra 200 gold there. ONIC, they need to slow down their tempo.
You can run, but you can't hide. And Kenziski just defying the odds. We talked about the Erythal being able to bully the Claude out of its misery up top, right? And we talked about Kenziski being one of the weaker laners compared to Severo. In the team fights, there he pops up, right? And with the Claude, I think he will be able to even exert more pressure because the Claude, as a team fighting hero, is one of the best you can have. The Blazing Duet is set up for him. But Traction Pulse.
Uh-oh, it was almost an opening there. Purple buff stolen, level 9 Kyrie, level 7 May Kids. That's not a good sign here for GEEK fam.
Item check, Molten Core still held on by Kyrie. The Blade Armor, so he wants that damage reflection, right? And the Erythal has completed its past clause. I think, you know, the Erythal also wants sustainability in the lane and in the team fights because you have that lifesteal. But for GEEK fam, it's all about just speeding up that item for the Claude. Corrosion sight ready, so at least for now, he's able to jump in towards, you know, little skirmishes. Plus, he has the shortcut, Traction Pulse. Beloyski.
Great info. And there, Beloyski thought that he was safe, but no, great punishment as well. That's ONIC just moving up more towards the mid lane. That's a flank by Keyboy. Force a boy to use that flicker. Makekiz wasn't able to save him. That's going to be mid-turret taken down as well.
The boy had to run back there, but he can't run from the punches. Keyboy yet again. And Sky Piercer completed for Sans. Kenziski, can you run from Kyrie?
Should have the BMI. Waiting for the right time, but no, there you go. Perhaps that might be enough to make him get away. That's gonna be Lutfi actually finding the kill. Sans will be the trade. That's a shutdown. And GEEK fam, actually this time, they're in favor.
Looking for the fist crack. Beloyski so low and he's gone. But GEEK are back on the pounds.
Last Insanity will secure that kill. Lutfi, trying to buy time. Kyrie will also provide the damage there. 3v2, Princess Wrath will find a kill on towards a boy. ONIC, they are down in numbers, but they will and should win this one.
Lutfi still dancing with his yo-yos. So low!
That's the shutdown.
Kala ko makaka-out.
That's gonna be GEEK fam able to find the right spacing and punish ONIC. Gold lead, still very small.
That fight was so long. I mean, it was the moment where Sans died, and the fight continued even after he respawned from the base into the lane. So as of now, it's all about ONIC focusing on the turtle, and I think GEEK fam was able to at least hold on to the pressure that ONIC was able to bring.
Seems like tempo will go down. Remember though, neutral objective is up. Let's take a look at the levels. Actually, Makekiz, he has equalized level-wise.
Yeah, turtle now. Gonna be taken down by ONIC, and that's free real estate for them. And up top, it's Beloyski. You know, thinking about the recall, but if ONIC walk into this, there might be a shortcut flank angle. And Beloyski's thinking about it. Severo might get caught in the clutches, but ONIC, at least they have 3 members to back Severo up. And Sans will check it. Beloyski gets found. Shortcut!
What a read by Sans! That's gonna be Kyrie already body blocking, taunted. That's gonna be Keyboy also in the mix. Gobs now targeted. No Viraga armor and Makekiz will be stuck. He goes down.
Makekiz no longer smiling.
Kaya sila yung napapahamak sa sa portal.
It's gonna be ONIC again! Finding the right openings. And that will be 4 members of GEEK taken down.
Triple kill for Sans. 717. Call him when you need him. It's Sans. Again with the Kimmy with so much impact. He was picked off in that earlier skirmish in the Turtle Pit, but now he's back. The Sky Piercer stacks will also accrue for him. Take a look at the replay here, presented by the official from a smartphone, Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. It was initially that flank angle from Beloyski. He was chancing it. He was thinking of recalling, but he's stuck there. And at the end of the day, it was ONIC also able to hitchhike a ride into this fight. They pushed up top. They won the fight. They had the bigger numbers. They had the better items as well. They are more powerful at the stage of the game with the Kimmy as well, completing 3 items. Severo on cue towards the third. I think he's gonna go for the for that GDS, possibly to add that crit damage. But as of now, it's ONIC dictating the tempo. They have 3.4k gold lead in their pockets.
Yeah, now it's very similar to game 1, right, where they have a comfortable lead going to the mid game. And let's see here what GEEK Fam will do this time. Will it be a similar outcome from game 1 or perhaps a different one?
Well, I mean, this is deja vu of game number 1, right? GEEK Fam, they were behind such a marginal kill lead. ONIC 16-5 now, split by 11. So ONIC, it's their time to shine now. Make it stuck in a rock and a hard place. Lutpi might be the one to bite the bullet. The Lord is reset, not yet, just juggled.
Uh-oh, that's going to be Make It. No jungler for GEEK Fam. That's Insanity. We'll find Sans, but Gub's going to be traded back. That's going to be T-Boy Tarina also just showing up in the front lines. 2 for 1, no Sans, but let's see here. ONIC should focus on the Lord.
They're still wanting to go at the players of GEEK Fam. Lutpi, look at the damage. The CC is so obnoxious to deal with. So much damage constantly as well. The DPS from the CC will be problematic. Beloyski looking for the flank. Kinziski up top.
Oh, this is going to be shortcut. Lord, though, will be secured by Kai.
No.
That's going to be Kinziski taken down with the vengeance by Lutpi. And that is still a favorable trade for ONIC.
Wow. I think it'll be, I don't know. I want to hypothesize that maybe it would have been better for Kinziski to stick and push that lane up top, because then, even if they lost that trade, they got a turret maybe, and even possibly 2, because ONIC, they were full focus on just providing backup for that skirmish that happened, the Beloyski crash course. And Kinziski, he chose to join the fight. Maybe if he would, pushing that would have sounded better, it would have looked better. Concentrated energy for Sans, adding insult to injury. As ONIC, they build up this wave, the tri-push coming in. The Lord up top, they secure the 2nd tier turret. It's up to GEEK Fam again, back to basics, back to having to prove that they can geek their way out of this. The Lord might just barge in, but I think for now they have the capabilities to stop the push.
With the Holy Shield as well, right? I think it will help GEEK.
Yeah.
As long as they are just tight in formation. Kyrie looking for an opening, just teasing. Mid lane, Holy Shield triggered. And that's going to be ONIC now, continuing on the C top lane.
The Holy Defense helps. That's Insanity from Gubs to only clear the way. Beloyski!
Oh, looking for the play! That's going to be a 3-man stun, so very low. Still able to sprint away. That's going to be Lutpi now, taking damage. Keeper comes in!
Naipit si
Finds an
Aaron.
angle on towards the boy, and he will fall. Beloyski flickers out of danger there. And ONIC, they will continue on.
They keep the pressure going. The stoves are on. GEEK Fam on the precipice of losing game number 2.
Let's see, mid base turret down and out. Top lane will be next. GEEK Fam, they are 4 men defending this one, waiting for a boy 10 seconds. Bottom side should be taken down as well.
Boy goes in. No, fist crack, and he dies. ONIC, they have to run for the hills now, it seems like.
It's 5v4 technically. Now Severa very low. Gobs flickers out. Lutpi showing up for Beloy. My goodness, Kai trying to buy time perhaps, but perhaps that might be a slight mistake there. And as he goes down, GEEK Fam, great defense, though they lose all 3 turrets.
Kinziski is starting to hurt for ONIC. But again, take a look at the scoreline. 22-9.
Grabe.
This is,
9:22.
again, a test of might for GEEK Fam. Whether or not they have the hold, whether or not they have the capabilities to, again, turn the game around. We have seen them be able to do that time and time again. But as of now, it's ONIC having full control of this game. They grasp it with 5 fingertips, both hands. The Lord spawning. This time they have Prio. And look at Kinziski down bottom, right? He's just going to clear the way, push it further even. Beloyski again, that flank angle has always been his bread and butter. ONIC, do they realize Beloyski is there?
Yeah, he shows though, so that's ONIC now looking for an engage. Good stun, make it stun, isolated, no cover! No jungler again for GEEK Fam.
Ooh.
On it now, they can pull back, but what's the call here? Seems like they will focus down the Lord.
The Lord again is their toy. This is all theirs for the taking. And even the lanes are pushing in their favor. So as of now, it's ONIC still relentless. Winner Crown purchased for Lutfi to have that survivability as well. If push comes to shove, he gets stuck in a last insanity, that Winner Crown will come and clutch. So GEEK Fam, what are their win conditions right now, right? Maybe the only thing I can think of is looking for a good setup for Kenziski to explode. Because this Claude is starting to hurt. I've said that multiple times. And if they can set up a way for the Claude to enter the team fights, to jump into the backline, at least catch Sans lacking, then I think they could have a chance to turn the tide around. But as of now, it's ONIC full focusing again on the base. The Lord marching in.
This might be enough for game 2. Let's see though the defense now. Lord will be pulled there, but that's the top lane minion actually coming down. Beloski now from the flanks, or array cancellation. The damage now will come through, and he goes down.
Sans just gunning them down, and again GEEK Fam trembling in fear as Lance Sanity.
Caught him off guard, and that key will be taken down. No immortality, but Gobs now on and on. Blazing north by Kenziski will not be enough as Hey will fall. Savero claims the double.
Kenziski fails to deliver the win again for GEEK Fam. They falter.
Uy,
one
match
by
point
one,
na.
and ONIC get the double. It's a 2-0 end. GEEK Fam tumble
Match
once
point
more.
na ONIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, ONIC, they are at match point. And GEEK Fam, they need to pull an alter ego move like they did yesterday.
Alter ego move, a reverse sweep might happen. We saw it happen yesterday, right? And we all talked about how it is too early for a reverse sweep to happen. But for now, again, ONIC just looks unstoppable. I mean, if you take a look at the kills, the stats has always been able to show that ONIC are so relentless, so offensive. The kill margin is just way too
Tagal
far
na
for them.
ang semestral grades.
And it felt like for a brief moment, yeah, there is hope from Kenziski, but on that last fight, ONIC made him sit down. The Blazing Duet wasn't enough to save the day. And that was Beloyski always actively looking for that flank angle, setting up for Kenziski again. Take a look at the replay here, the winning moment. Right, Sans was gone from the team fight. He wasn't able to join and participate again. But Kenziski, look at that, Blazing Duet. But the members of ONIC are way too tanky, right? Kyrie with Apoxia, I mean Lutfi again with the survivability. It's just insane. But of course, panelists, will this be a 3-0? Or will this be a possible reverse sweep? Mirko, I'm looking at you.
Reverse sweep or
That's the big question here. Will it be a 3-0?
Sweep.
Lonnie said it there. Match point now for ONIC. One more game away of going further up into the upper bracket finals. I think we have a man down on the panel though.
Man down.
Man down.
Fortunate man. Oh, I mean, they did try to replicate the draft again, but it was ambitious to think that Yeb was not going to change a few things as well, right? You're going to go for the same exact draft. I'm going to pick up the Padang, not going to go for the 1-1. And then that was so smart by Yeb, dude. The Harith ban and the Moscow ban into the Irithel pick. Shut down both the meta picks, the Granger and the 1-1. The two picks that maybe you would have gone for when both Harith and Moscow were banned out.
Recta 3-0 daw sabi ni Ate Kleng.
Shut out by the Irithel. The only other choice would be, well, like a Bruno, we said, maybe, but even then, it's a pretty bad pick.
Tinimeran ko sila kung gaano katagal bago yung next match.
Dude, that's what you get when you have an elite roster and an elite coach. This is the impact that Yep brings to the table.
Oh man, Miss Miranda, if you want more time with your husband, please.
Take him.
You take him to wherever it is, man. Not here. Not against GEEK Fam. My God. This is so frustrating. How do you win the draft
Oh my God.
in the first game
So ulit,
and double down and winning it out even more in the second game?
I don't know, but that's a situation we're forced in right now. And back to back, we're going to see the same face up on screen here. Player of the game presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G.
yeah, lalabas ko yung timer.
And back on the Kimmy,
Ini-start
Spikes the
yan
first and
kanina.
respect bans with the
Pagtapos
team
ng
of
game.
1 and 2. He pulls out the Kimmy, one of his signatures from the regular season, and the impact is definitely glaring.
Wow. I mean, not much they can do here. I really feel like the draft, right after the draft,
Baka
they
dito
were
ko na lang
set, right? I mean,
lalagay.
this wasn't game one. Game one, I saw an angle. I saw the way that they could actually utilize the CC to lock people down, to play with the Zaman Force. This game, they lock people down for them to die, really. The Claude is too... We actually said how bad the Claude was, right? Like, before we got into the draft of game one. That's why we're not seeing Chidera. If the Claude and the Moskov was meta, I think Chidera would be the better choice over Kenzie. And unfortunately, the picks that we were talking about for Kenziski, Harith, Granger, Wanwan, it was shut completely down by ONIC through the draft itself. I will give GEEK Fam credit though. Like, the fact that this was, in my opinion, a crazy outdraft, yet they were able to keep the gold lead so close for such a long time. I think it was, here, 13-5, the gold lead was only 1,000 away from each other. Then obviously the big triple kill happened, and then we finally got to see the gold lead go through 2,000, 3,000 gold lead. And then after that, a lot of people might be thinking, okay, why are GEEK Fam fighting? But at this point, it was the only choice they had. If they continue with the trades, the GEEK Fam, the ONIC snowball would just
Ate, chikahin mo
snowball to an
ko.
even bigger lead. Like, the trades would not matter at that point. So it's a Hail Mary play at this point of the game. They stuck to their guts. They traded all throughout, waited for the item power spikes up until that moment, and then it gets to a time where you just have to fight or you're going to lose anyways.
Just want to cope. Alter Ego did it. Why the hell GEEK Fam can't?
Alter Ego did it.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't wanna
they're
take
up
credit,
against Bigatron.
but Bigatron
Oh,
did it more. Yeah.
I see.
I don't think ONIC or I don't think Yeb will pull anyways.
And by the way, a combined 170
Anyways.
Oh.
Naku, pag
man.
na-sweep
we've been talking
to.
about 0-7 power spike.
6 pa yung next match.
I like that you mentioned
Grabe.
here, because I think in a lot of these scenarios there would be a situation, a favorable situation, especially for the geeks out there, where Beloyski would get a proper pick on the chip. But from game number 1 and game number 2, it feels like ONIC have that blueprint down. Every time Beloyski looks for an opportunity to get a pick onto Sans is already a step ahead, already aware, flickers out multiple times. It's like ONIC have downloaded that code that Beloyski usually uses on either the Joe or even the chip in this particular situation.
Yeah, and I think the change that
Hindi ko nga alam kung anong chika
right now
eh.
is just, I gotta say, they're up against ONIC. Just let go of the chip. You're a team that knows how to counter a chip. Why not just try to... At this point, any risk is worth taking. They're down 2-0. They need 3 wins in a row to be able to pull this off. Yes, you have extra life, but you would really prefer to win it out in this, in this round, because top 3 is secured if you do that. Oh man,
So you would prefer the chip being picked up by ONIC?
I don't think.
Re-replyan kita ate.
100% sure it's taking
Don't pick up the chip. I'm not saying Beloyski,
Mag-ingay tayo sa
Beloyski
comment.
chip, it makes sense because then they have double teleports, and that's the only way we've seen ONIC make the chip work. In the regular season, the chip has been pretty bad on the hands of Keyboy.
Was this pre or post yet?
This was pre and post, yeah. The chip just does not work, and I understand. Keyboy's not really that type of a player. Chip takes more just macro control. Keyboy's always been crazy mechanics, crazy vision when it comes to how.
Hindi natin nalagay game 2.
Let's take a look at the items here. Really nothing too crazy when I'm looking at Kenzie's key. These are normal. I would say pretty fast, considering the game was a stomp from ONIC to get those items.
The only thing that I can point out is the early Blood Wings for Sans towards the Sky Piercer. Sky Piercer makes sense, he is snowballing, and the Blood Wings, I feel like this is interchangeable with a lot of items, but the fact that he has to trade some HPs with a boy, and if you don't win it out, that extra shield is gonna come in handy. And also, just because we haven't seen a lot of export in MPL, just want to point out that Breastplate was the first item for Gobs, so less damage, but more movement speed. Maybe the main idea is try to just kite against some box,
Try to survive.
Also, it's survival, but it didn't work out. To be fair, Gobs actually played a decent game. He was the one that can nail down Sans. The only guy actually, instead of Kanziski, the one that probably has the main job of doing that. He has 731 KDA, I believe, which is really good for an XP laner.
So in the end, the export flex, despite us not really seeing the export too often in the XP lane, was supposed to quote-unquote work. Is this something that other teams can explore, or is this just in this situation with every other lane being shut down, Gobs was able to perform on the export?
I think the XP is in a weird place right now because for the most part, you want your XP to be a playmaker that can actually help you win Turtle 1. If you have a utility jungle, you don't need that anymore. So that's why we're seeing more damage dealers like the CC, the Paquito in the regular season, and earlier the export. So yeah, it only comes if you have a
Ala
utility
ate, may
jungle, which
budol.
CC had Gob's number for the most part in the lane, and that's why Turtle 1 they just had to give.
It's incredible actually for Ludwig. I'm the biggest CC hater out there. I don't understand why early in the season people just keep picking it. Yes, you win the lane, but what do you do when you're
Wala, ayaw
down?
niya
What do
sa
you do when
CC.
you're up? It's just zoning, and the damage is not really that much either. You know, even if you snowball. So the fact that Ludwig was able to kind of make it work is something that we need to give applaud to.
Yeah.
And to be fair, some of the targetings from Beloy, like he was desperate to be also.
There's not much you could do, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 games in a row. And the first game he was like in the top lane, in the inner turrets. He was a 5-man dive. 5-man dive. 5-man dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It was a CC with a vengeance. And they did it again in the bottom lane in the first turret.
I'm just happy that Ludwig finally gets to show off the XP carries again because
Yeah.
when he was
Marvin
subbed out for Rez,
Corpus,
it was during the
hello.
meta of like utility XP, just
Thank
play
you sa
this tanky XP
pagbisita.
laner, and that didn't fit Ludwig at all. Now that we're back to jungles that can go utility, Ludwig fits the bill so well. It's back to season 13 in the same
Oh,
arena.
nakaka-8 pa 9 minutes na after nung game 2.
Before we get to see the Paquito and the Benedettas again.
Is MPL ID scripted?
Oh,
If it was, I don't think ONIC would win for it, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're actually right.
that's true. That's true.
I think
Lucky.
BK would have won at this point, right? If it's scripted.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Oh, that's
What do you mean why?
nothing.
I-
Nothing. It was just a question.
One
Innocent
season.
question.
One season. Why? I don't want to say it. I don't want to
You
say
can't even. Oh,
I know what you're gonna say, dude. I made.
it. One season brilliance.
At
I
least
mean,
he's got a season, guys.
Yeah.
Is that really an insult?
Hello,
I mean, you have regular
Alwin.
season,
Wow.
right? That's something,
Regular season Dior.
right?
I don't think so. He would rather be like the 6th seed, hell, even 8th seed somehow gets to the playoffs and win it out.
Kumusta naman, guys?
Somehow, I don't know if you can bribe the. I'm just kidding.
Wala ba kayong chika?
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. Shevin's kind of wild, but it's okay. It's cool.
Match point na ONIC ID, mga ante.
I'll call it after.
Wala ngayong ano,
You know
wala
what?
ngayong...
Very obviously.
Ang tag doon?
Fan here. Even in the,
Nasaan po sila, King Kong? Nasaan sila, Kelo?
I'm just a bit pessimistic. I am
Kahapon kasi
optimistic
di ba
overall, but-
TLID tsaka ONIC ID.
Well, that-
Kaya
that-
akala
that's
nila
Prediction.
You don't have to care
PhD.
about that, but in my heart, in my
Oh, okay.
no, in
Your
my
head.
heart, in my brain, I'm thinking a 3-0 is very likely to happen. Just because of the fact that ONIC
ONIC.
was
Budol
so good.
Ember. Di naman nabubudol yun eh.
Honestly, I didn't think it would be a 3-0. If it becomes a 3-0,
Mag-AFK ka ate.
3-1 at minimal,
Me neither.
3-2
Yeah.
for ONIC.
Yeah, my realistic prediction was 3-1, but again, 3-0 is very likely.
It's looking like that if there are no changes to the drafts, right?
I mean, if there are no changes in the draft, yeah, it'll probably be the same story again. I think they gotta change at this point, right? Like, yes, game 1 they had a proper draft. They had a few win conditions. We saw that in the game as well. It was reflected in the game. Game 2 was a shutout. So game 3, I
Feeling
think.
so sad for Geek.
Oh
Sorry.
man, I think you gotta go. Wow.
Pacers in 5.
They lost liquid, so now.
Iba yan ah.
But back to the draft. Geek fam. Yeah, maybe let go of the chip, pick up the Kalea, go for a normal standard composition now, and try to win it out there because clearly this thing that they're trying is not working out.
Just the initial plan has to change because Geek Fam does not have that luxury of ONIC, weird picks in the later part of the draft. Unless you want to go crazy and pick something like a Natalia or a Saber, if somehow it works. Or the
Oh.
Hellcurt again.
Wolf would love that.
And even if you want to force Kyrie on Assassins, I think it'll be an even faster game if Kyrie
I don't-
gets an Assassin.
Tadadang.
This,
Panalo na to,
if this is
Kenneth,
literally
sabi
how
ni
your guys
Ace.
said as well, problem.
ONIC
right? Like,
ID.
maybe ban the box shot.
ONIC ID ba
Leave the
Ace?
Hayabusa open, leave the low E open.
Nagbet ba kayo?
And then maybe take the red side away from Yeb. Might be also a way to. This has always been the Geek Fan way.
Hearty rock nila may stream natin mga ante.
Yeb is so good on red. He's always loved red side. Beloy knows it, and I think he needs to utilize what he knows now. Take it away.
Feels bad, but as I'm sad, we're gonna take it to Bude with an interview with a special someone. Let's see it first.
Son of special someone.
Apalagi khususnya untuk tim Geek Fam. Ini adalah perdana
Nako,
mereka
mas matagal tuloy ito.
di dua sisi, bukan hanya Geek Fam, namun juga ONIC karena
Galing nag-retry ni Halliburton.
selangkah itu malah yang lebih bahaya. Dan
Hinaan ko lang guys.
keramaian.
Malakas kasi music na.
International Velodrome, tentunya kedua super fans, kedua super
Hindi din naman natin maiintindihan. So, hinaan ko na lang.
langsung ngobrol-ngobrol bersama dengan
So far, meron ng 13 minutes waiting time after ng game. Uy, si Delar.
Ini dari keluarga besar ONIC dulu nih, ada Shay dan juga Dlar. Halo Shay, berarti ini 2 hari ya datang berturut-turut. Bagaimana nih kamu ngelihat langsung di babak playoff tim ONIC?
Pastinya seneng banget dan seru banget sih. Apalagi ini kan season 13, terakhir juga kita di sini dan menang. Jadi pasti pede banget.
Membawa memori indah ya.
Di namin maintindihan. Wala ba English?
Piala sempat terhenti, tapi kalau Dlar sendiri ini playoff ONIC modenya beda ya.
Ya beda, dari regular season gameplaynya beda banget.
Beda banget.
Lebih rapi.
Lebih rapi, Dlar aja bisa kelihatan. Tapi di sisi lain, keluarga besar dari Geek Fam juga sudah ada di sini. Halo, Fasli dan juga Eko.
Halo Bude.
Gimana? Hadir ke babak playoff, tapi ini beda karena kalian berada di upper bracket, berada langsung di hari yang kedua. Gimana sih kalian melihat ini?
Kita sih senang karena ini kan pertama kalinya ya Geek upper bracket.
Balik Indo pala Delar.
Terus kita
Oo, ano siya?
pede sih
Parang-
sama regular season. Karena kan kita season lalu
Parang antag doon.
dan semoga bisa menang hari ini.
Nakalimutan ko yung term.
Lalu di babak play-in, 5 game dimainkan. Dan di sini juga Eko, Bude penasaran melihat suasana Geek. Gimana sih ini perdana mereka, match pembukaan mereka. Apakah lagi pada grogi-grogi atau kenapa nih 2 game?
Kayaknya sih nggak grogi ya, cuman lagi ngepur aja.
Lagi santai-santai aja dulu ya.
Ya.
Jadi kalau ngelihat kayaknya dari keluarga Gifem nggak ada yang panik. Kalian panik nggak ini? Udah 2-0 gini. Kalian belum punya poin loh.
Enggak sih, enggak panik. Deg-degan aja dikit.
Deg-degan aja dikit. Tapi mungkin berbeda halnya ya kalau situasi dari tim ONIC. Memang sudah ngedapetin 2-0. Tapi 2-0 ini kemenangan yang gimana sih, Dlar? How do you see these 2 games about the wins?
Kayaknya si Geek Fam mainnya kurang makro sih. Kayaknya di regular season itu Geek Fam kuat banget main makro kan. Tapi hari ini nggak lihat makronya gitu.
Ini nggak bermain macro play-nya nggak kemainin karena ONIC atau memang jati diri Geek Fam yang belum keluar? Is it because ONIC stops the gameplay or something else?
Kayaknya dari Geek Fam sih. Kayak mereka player-playernya dependable banget sama Baloyski sih. They need to play for themselves lah gitu.
Oh well, kalau itu
English.
Kalau dilanjutkan, kira-kira kalau ngelihat hal ini, bisa nggak sih masalah seperti itu? Kamu kan mantan player juga nih, you're ex-player. Is it easy or hard untuk bounce back, untuk nge-reset ulang?
Atik lang may beanstalk.
Gak juga sih, kayak gak susah. Soalnya ada Baloyski. Baloyskinya mentalnya kuat banget.
Oke, gak susah katanya. Tapi berharap yang terbaik pastinya. Kalau kalian ngelihat ini, ada nggak sih mungkin sesuatu hal yang dikasih tahu gimana persiapan dari Geek Fam masuk ke babak playoff ini yang mungkin kita nggak tahu?
Gak ada sih. Kayaknya sih menurut aku mereka juga latihan kayak biasa aja.
Mereka latihan karena kita udah tahu dari regular season mereka udah keras banget. Tapi boleh dong Shay, kasih semangat dan kasih tahu seluruh Sonic untuk mendukung nih ONIC yang 1 langkah lagi bisa melangkah maju.
Ya jangan lupa buat dukung ONIC dan aku juga pasti
Beanstalk,
dukung banget
Beanstalk.
apalagi karena season lalu kan
Gabi 16 minutes na 17 minutes.
jadi revenge.
Let's go revenge.
Revenge. Yun ang naintindihan ko.
Geek Fam Unity kasih tahu Geek Fam gimana semangat kalian biar bisa stay di upper bracket.
Buat Geek Fam tetap semangat. Kita percaya kalian bisa reverse sweep.
Bisa reverse sweep semuanya. Ada yang mau revenge, ada yang mau reverse sweep. Siapa yang
Oh,
bisa
reverse sweep
mewujudkannya?
daw.
Kita langsung lihat bersama-sama. Let's go panelists, Geek Fam dan juga ONIC.
Ooh, Dilar's here.
Flew in yesterday.
Dilar.
Oh, Dilar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he
to
flew
Dilar.
in yesterday.
Walang English pag interview eh. Parang ano din, PH, di ba? Tagalog pag ini-interview.
I'm like, oh, he's a PA, bro. He's an ONIC
Oh,
PA.
super cute.
Lara with Shay,
Yep.
right there.
Showing their support for the team,
Kyrie's
obviously.
buddy.
But it looks like the community are still in high spirits as well. They believe that maybe Beloyski and
Kanina pa ako nanonood, sabi ni Kylie. Hello, Kylie.
I think this is,
Yeah?
what's the term? Like, they just want to humor themselves.
I mean,
Is it
Geek,
cope?
aren't Geek known to be slow starters?
No,
I
I-
guess.
That's actually true. In the regular season, they always lose
Hey.
one game, and then they proceed to reverse sweep their opponents.
Geek RRQ in the
Ah.
season
Yeah. So
12.
you're telling me Chidera's going to be subbed in now, and then they're going to win.
I don't think he's gonna be subbed in, especially with the fact
Sa mga tuloy ulo ko kakaintindi pero di ko maintindihan.
But let's refocus on to
Same.
this next game. Because obviously we've already talked about the draft, we talked about the sides that maybe they might want to consider switching. But what about this? Shots geeked out in the last two games, Badang plus Kimmy. Do you think they should ban, deny, or counter?
I think it's more Baksha and Kimmy, not the Badang and Kimmy. If they somehow can just first pick the Baksha, the Kimmy gets taken away. If they want to play utility, I think the Baksha should be prioritized over
Sherwin,
Chip or the Fredrin at this point.
mag-grow a garden ka na din ba?
The way that ONIC have taken the games under their control with the draft too. They go Baksha,
Doon naman tayo mag-grind.
to them, and then you give it to Kimmy.
it's just Bakshi just enables so much, big man. It's just
Exactly.
so unfair. The fact that Fredrin is, I think, 2 tiers below Bakshi.
Sa tingin mo ate, may pag-asa ma-reverse sweep yan?
No, I think even Fredrin is
Meron. Nagawa ng alter ego kahapon, so posible din magawa ng ibang team.
the way they won to wasn't convincing though. That BTR
Grabe yung alter ego.
we don't count that.
Yeah, when you pick a Baksha, everything just opens up. You know,
Okay.
the Irithel just elevated by twofold. Angela is pickable, a hero that does not have any business to play in the pro scene most of the time. But with Baksha, it worked wonders.
Okay, so Baxia is the problem then.
Baksha is a problem.
What do we do with the Baxia?
You
They can
ban
first
it.
pick They either ban
Oh,
it.
difference of opinion here.
I think they can ban
Yeah,
it, but they can also first pick it.
Either one of those.
Yeah.
You don't want to be Bigatron.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Oh,
They
ouch.
they banned Franco. That's like the better choice, no?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Grabe, 20 minutes na.
Anyways, yeah. Don't pull a Bigatron here. I think Geek Fam just needs to identify how good the box is.
So every 20 minutes yung
Were the ones to start that
next game nila.
so weird. 2-0 to ONIC. Geek Fam.
Mahina na coach ng Geek, mahina pa mga players daw.
With this guy you see on your screen. The two dudes, Yeb and
Pero ano
Hassan,
sila eh, upper bracket sila, di ba?
they're monsters.
Oh man. Should I kidnap Yeb?
Only you can. That's a big deal, you know, and now he's buffed too.
Oh yeah, you're
Tagal mag-start, no? Ayan na.
And he's a VP.
Grabe,
Probably got
20
bodyguards.
minutes.
I mean, on his own, he's already.
Pwede pa palang mag-isang laro nito eh.
Yeah, with your bad knees.
Palagay ko hindi kaya i-reverse sweep yan. 3-1 siguro
Oh,
pwede
that's
or
bad news.
sweep ng Onyx. Sabi ni
He
Sherwin.
can't play basketball pro anymore. He used to be.
I'm not a pro, bro.
Beloy used to be a high school basketball. Like, he was good.
Yeah, we built the same, Beloy and me.
I think you're a bit taller.
As we can play Roamer as well as anybody. We have the same amount of game IQ,
I can't confirm.
same amount of
I can
charisma,
confirm.
and
Humihina
leadership
yung
also.
mic nila.
In my head.
The only thing that's
Guys don't
different
know.
is a bit.
Minsan ang lakas.
Okay. Virgo's shaking his head sideways, by the way. Not.
Yeah,
Oh, that would be nodding.
that would be not that. That
Yeah.
we have a term for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not shaking your head up and down.
Oh man. Please take Reds. No, they go first
Oh.
pick, Geek Fam.
Again. like?
home
They don't like
Blue
change,
ulit.
bro. Like you said, like
if
it
they
works.
still go.
Sino
I mean,
kaya
it worked because they got a
lamang
specific
map
draft.
3 ONIC
Like in
or
game 2,
GEEK?
very vocal about it not
Huh?
being a good draft. In game 1, okay, it's a
Ano?
composition to fully enable the Harith. I can see it. Game 2, there was no Harith. It was banned out. There's no Granger in 1-1 either because the Iritha was picked up. At least Beloyski's still smiling, right?
Yeah.
So you
By the
can
way,
see-
talking about Beloyski, is he still injured?
I don't know.
Or
You
is
don't
he
think that he's
okay?
getting better this season?
it's something that he has been dealing with for a while, apparently, like that carpal tunnel. He's
Sana maglaban ONIC Kyrie versus ONIC King Kong. Para malaman kung sino tunay na Sigma Boy yung Fabian nalaglag na daw eh.
So if you
Pero naglaban na si Kyrie King Kong nung Snapdragon. Grand Finals
Meanwhile,
sila
we're
eh.
gonna go straight into the draft.
Tapos nanalo ONIC
I'm sorry,
PH.
Stefan. Potentially the last game in this upper
So,
bracket
22 minutes ang
Game number
laro
3,
bago
presented
sila
by the
maglaro.
Android smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. With GEEK on the blue side yet again, will we be seeing changes in the draft of the first phase?
Oh,
Kimmy.
Kimmy!
And
Ban
there it is, the
Kimmy.
Kimmy gets banned out.
Okay, so this technically does enable them to go for the same picks again because they won't be facing off against the same opponents, right? So technically there are differences there. The choice, Hayabusa has been left up for grabs. So Geek Fam, this is a dangerous game. If they want to go for
Yeah.
the chip, maybe they want to counter the chip or counter the Haya with the chip. ONIC, they always ban Juicin and the Faramis here, but I don't know if they want to ban out the Faramis again because they didn't go with 1-1 earlier anyways, right?
Is it possible they just go Hayabusa themselves?
If it's
Geek
not
fam?
picked?
Yeah.
First pick Haya, I think they'd much rather go for first pick Kalea or Chip over the Hayabusa, to be fair.
Do you think, no matter what Geek picked,
There you go.
do you think ONIC can go Baksha and Irthel right away? Or is that too greedy?
Who? Geek? ONIC?
ONIC. For the first two picks.
I think that we can see the Harith come in, the Moskov as well. I think it
Oh
might
yeah,
be
you're at
too
Harris
greedy,
is
but
available.
it's not bad. It's not bad for sure. Geek Fam Chip, Baksha, Kalea, those are the first picks that I would have in my mind right now if I was Geek Fam. It would just be between those three.
Kamukha ni Fabian yun ah. Kaya nga eh.
ONIC. Will they go Chip or will they... Do they even go Baksha?
Kaya nagmukhang malakas ONIC Indo dahil kay Coach Yen.
You cannot pick those two at the same
Pero di ba
time. No, you
nagsastruggle
can,
ang ONIC ID nung regular season? Tapos nung pumasok si Coach Yen,
That's an overload of teleporter, but they
ayun,
didn't want to
umayos
project
yung
so
laro nila.
maybe they can, play with this heavy rotation.
Luto muna ako hipon, te. Kinukulit ka. Uy, pege ako ate.
Hayabusa's still open.
Wait, no, yeah, you're right.
I think it should be the Chip and the Haya then, right? They should be setting up for
Ilang
for a
game
Kyrie
yan?
game
Best of 5.
across the map. The Kalea can be
Game 3 na match point na ang ONIC
Wait,
Indo.
you know what? I don't know, but
I don't like
my take.
ONIC naman nag-cheap.
This might actually be experimental.
this is, I think so. Claude and the Chip, they're trying to utilize the Geek Fam formula that failed and if they win, this is a big blow to
Oh
Geek Fam
my
for sure.
God.
But Geek Fam
Filipino
still
coach
got
lang
set
need
way
ng
to
Indo,
normal
hindi
comp, right?
player,
Like, you
Sam.
don't need to go for anything too crazy. You see these picks, but you
Harith.
don't need to get shaken. The Harith
There's
makes
Harith
a
and
lot of
Frederick,
sense.
right?
Wins up against the Claude as well.
Aramis Suyu.
Well,
Fan of that. The U can come out now for ONIC if they want to.
you said that
The Valentina.
stick to what works, and these three are pretty much what the heroes that identified with
Not the
themselves.
Faramis. I mean, yes, with a boy, but not in the regular season. What? Did we even get to see a Faramis in the regular season?
I think so. At
Once
least
or a few times, but I believe it was pretty bad, right? Like, 50% win rate for a boy on the Faramis.
Okay.
It's not the best
Jungle
choice.
Kaja ulit.
So up for grabs for ONIC if they really want to shut down the Faramis. They can also go Valentina. Later on, they can go Edith if they want to with the XP as well. A lot of options. But I think the Hayabusa is, again, an option they can still go for at this point, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, finally that's right.
Yeah. No more curveballs, at least in the last pick on the red side. Now,
Why do you think there's so much change coming in from GEEK?
Well, they need to.
yeah, I think this is a bit crazy, though. I'm not a fan of the Faramis in this current meta. ONIC, they also kind of have a way to deal with it. They banned out the Faramis in the last 2 games. The Claude is actually pretty good against the Faramis. So,
Yeah.
if we want to talk about
Grabe
why they
ngayon
go
si
Claude, I
Baksha
think
ang
we're
sakit sa
anticipating the Faramis
RG.
pick already. That's why they also didn't go for the Valiant of the Eve, just because they
May
already have
nakalaban
a
na ba
qualified
kayong
deal for that later on.
Kaja Jungle?
Now, mid lane and XP for ONIC, and for Geek Fam, it's the gold lane and a possible, should be XP. Could be a Badang still for Geek Fam in the roam department, and that's why ONIC just ban out the Granger. I think the Harith will come in next, right? Valiant ban, there you go.
I wonder why it's Granger instead of just Badang and Harith, because it's always Badang. Every time below his
Di
key,
pwede Kaja si Kyrie kasi wala si Louis.
is there for him to be able to kind of like be reactive towards the ship, like a Tig?
Cho?
Leia too, like it's not really that good either.
They
the
can't
choke.
go choke Leia. Could be like a, yeah.
And put something that, like, where's the burst coming from though? I guess Suyo can take that place. You know,
Wala pa kayo nakalaban.
So we've seen Gatot.
Whoa.
Oh.
Keep spirit, look at the battle. Hello, Nuru.
He should be an easy Harith and Badang, right?
Yeah, that definitely fits the bill right now for Geek Fam. Harith and the Badang definitely fits. Have some AoE. Could be a Gatot Kacha too, by the way. Right? I think that's a good shout there. Boom, there you go. Valentina and Eve, the two picks that I thought would be shown up by ONIC. Now it's been taken away. No, none of the carries. Valentina, Yi, Farsa, Kimi, 4 bans to Sans.
What does Ludwig play here?
I think he has to play a bit more tanky here.
Yeah.
No more of the CCs. Something that can.
I think the Edith works.
But the fact that it's not been present, even in the regular season, I don't think it's gonna be an Edith. But I do like the shout.
I don't think we're gonna see Glue here with the Faramis.
Hirap ata makapasok dyan sa gym.
They did it against the L, right?
Badang, Gatot not so much. Maybe actually Gatot's not bad either. Yeah, there's a lot of options right now. A lot of options. They can go with whatever at this point. Like it's all really good.
Benedetta?
Oh my lord!
Wow!
I love it.
Lydia!
Oh my lord.
Yo.
Oh my lord, this is Sans's legit signature pick.
So good.
I see Lilia, I see Sans.
Dude, and it's against the Faramis too. It's a damage dealer.
AoE.
It's AoE. It's
Save.
good against a Suyo.
Exactly.
Oh man, like I mean, I have been talking about this. I've been talking about this with my friends as we've just been playing ranked games. Right? Like, why isn't the Lilia up against the Baxia, Fredrin?
Hindi ko sure pero parang ano, parang gym nga.
Not against the Fredrin or Baxia, but against the Faramis. Maybe an even better choice. XP pick for ONIC up against the Hilda as well. The Hilda is not bad at all against the Hayabusa and the Lilia, I believe. I'm not too sure how it does with the Lilia. It's been a while since I've seen Lilia. But XP.
It shouldn't be too big of a problem against Lilia, right? Lilia fast clear, can get vision as well as the bushes.
No?
Yeah, I think so. No, I didn't think so. Because I said it earlier because no one picked
with
Edith.
the Hilda and Harith?
No, still not.
Yes, me.
That's actually way better.
Oh my lord, GG.
What?
Oh, against the Harith as well?
And after you said that Esmeralda does not have a place in this meta?
We said it's conditional.
Conditional.
We said it's conditional. We never said it was not in the meta.
Conditional.
It is. The conditions have been met.
Is this the debut pick, Esme ONIC?
Yeah, for
so, right?
I believe. It's 3-0, by the way, I think. This is a... Yeah,
You're calling it?
I'm calling it.
What do you think, Treffin?
I think so.
3-0 sabi ni Mirko.
Alright, with the debut pick, Lilia for Sans signature pick, will this be enough to seal the deal for the Sky Kings to make it to the final upper brackets? Let's throw it over to our casters.
Thank you, panelists. And we are on the verge of ONIC possibly making it a 3-0. Yesterday was a reverse sweep day. Will it happen today? We'll see that happen in Land of Dawn as we take a look at game number 3. ONIC against GEEK Fam.
Potentially the last game, ladies and gentlemen. If ONIC wins this, they will secure the final upper brackets, and that they will be
Sino nanalo kahapon?
securing
ONIC tsaka Alter Ego.
Let's jump into the Land of Dawn.
MSC and Riyadh, obviously a ticket that they really want. Action in the mid lane though.
Oh, again!
Grabe!
This time,
Ulit!
it's gonna be a boy taking down first yet again. Sans. He is hungry for blood.
What is happening with the games just dropping bodies in the 50th second of it starting. Look at Gobs, he's gonna cut the lane because he knows against the Esmeralda it is tough work because it just chips down the shielding that the Hilda has and the Hilda needs. And this is why, this is, I think, yet another masterclass from Yeb. He's able to
Prime ata ngayon si Kiboy, sabi.
against the Faramis, which is the Lilia,
Errol,
as well
hello.
as the Claude, because Faramis entails you to group up.
Gumanda na laruan ni Kiboy, no?
And these are two AoE heroes, plus the Lilia that is so bursty. Taking a look at the emblems though, before that Kyrie wants to go deeper. But yeah, again, I think the win cons for ONIC are in the team fights. They have proper setup, plus the Esmeralda later on, that can just burst down the shields and have that anti-regen.
Oh, that's going to be a pull. Great flicker there. It's going to be Keyboy actually taken down. They have equalized kill. Wise, that's going to be ONIC here, just slowing down. But yeah, you're right here. 4 Purifies also. Keep in mind, 4 Purifies on the board for ONIC.
Oo nga, no? Yung ko lang napansin.
Really just respecting and also like, hey, we got to purify. What are you going to do, Kalea?
This is what we call an anti-Baloyski draft. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, you need escape mechanism from that tsunami slam because the Kalea can be such a menace with the pick-off style that it brings to the table as well. Gobs will zone out. Pops.
Now that's going to be the shadow kill already pops. Look B now, trying to buy time, but seems like he will be punished. Turtle, oh, she's not punished. She survives. Turtle falls GEEK though. But ONIC, they have secured a trade.
Fan ka po ng ONIC. Yes.
Now, we need to remember as well, Esmeralda is kind of mobile. I feel like it can go in and out. It has the ultimate. If push comes to shove, it has that option to just jump out of a sticky situation. And I think that's something that's very good that Luffy has been doing, right? He's able to just dish out the damage, try to hinder down GEEK Fam's pressure, and he just pops out of the team fight, or rather that skirmish. So at least now ONIC, they have set their footing. A boy might look for Keyboy.
Gotta be careful here. Keyboy has to purify. Shortcut pops. Let's see. Kyrie jumps in. Severo as well. That's a stun. Tsunami slam. Purify and responds. Kyrie, another round committed. That's gonna be ONIC. Will they just back away?
Sans almost gets taken down there. But another plus point as well from this composition, right, is how much safety it has. Like Claude has the BMI to just move back behind another pressure. Lippy, again, we talked about it, the ultimate, and then Kyrie. Plus Sans with the ultimate as well. You have those, that ultimate.
Hindi ko pwede ito din volume, guys, eh.
Aggressive. He will play aggressive. This is Sans' favorite hero. This is his signature pick. So I think it's a sweet treat for us seeing Sans with the Lilia. The Keyboy.
Don't purify the sign. Flash course. Oh, under the turret, Severo's there, but Keyboy will be punished this time around. I do want to mention that ONIC's formation or composition, their theme is speed / mobility. Yeah, all 5, right? It's either fast rotations, has speed, and let's see, will it come to fruition or will GEEK Fam actually force a game 4?
Again, with the chip, right? It enables you to just join the team fights again. We talked about this multiple times. It was picked up twice by GEEK Fam, now snatched by ONIC. Meanwhile, the game Turtle is their priority. Obviously, Baloyski will come forth. Keyboy.
Shortcut, great encapsulation there. Another round pops. Oh, Keyboy falls again. Now, Blazing Duet pops. That's going to be the Shadow kill span as well. Shadow towards the back. Kenziski, very aggressive flickers out of danger. Lupi trying to catch Kenziski. Red-handed, but great spacing and backup. GEEK Fam punishes.
GEEK Fam are able to layer the team fights into perfection. They bait out the resources first. They don't commit into that one big team fight. They're able to just isolate ONIC and stop them in the pedestal. Baloyski have been so active as well with the Kalea, just looking for the zoning potential, also moving into ONIC's jungle to scout for information. That is something that Chip can do. The Kalea can do that as well. And now up top, ONIC oh wait!
Will this be a solo? I don't think so. It's a Hilda. Gobs will be able to retreat. But yeah, this time around it's a different feel. Game 1, Game 2, early game has been ONIC, but this time it's actually 2K for GEEK Fam.
This is the first time in the series that GEEK Fam are able to clench control of the game. So far, they have been able to survive ONIC's, I'd say, draft objective, because the fact that they picked up these type of heroes is number 1, to move very freely, to move in mobility, number 2, to burst down and play, to counter that Faramis Netherrealm. And so far, it's looking very good for them. Keyboy against Make It. Make It, where will you run?
Ganyan yan, te.
In hand.
Ngayon to, ngayon,
Find
live.
connection there. Bottom side pushed, top lane destroyed. Geek fam, they have all the prios.
I think for Geek fam, it's all about surviving until the late game. I mean, Harith also, with 2 kills in the hands of Kinziski, will be a menace. I feel like it'll be an annoying force to deal with by ONIC. But again, they have that Esmeralda to kind of chip in that shielding, and the survivability of the Harith just becomes very, very low. For Geek fam though, Tsunami Slam.
The connection on towards the Hayabusa!
Huli.
Great BBB play once again! A Lutfi punish as well, and Geek fam, they are in the jungles of ONIC.
That's the ninja gone. Sans next on the chopping block.
Pinay
Up
ka.
is there.
Oh, Black Shoes, Purify.
Ouch.
Save.
Hapdi.
No, not save Sans. That's gonna be Blazing Duet, actually. That's Netherrealm in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, 5K almost established by Geek as Kenziski wants some party, wants a party, and that will be Kenziski collecting a kill, though he will be punished.
Kyrie is back and Gobbs
Wala siyang
gets
takas.
Sombrero. That's a tunnel as well to boot. But Gobbs now stuck in no man's land.
That's gonna be Gobbs taken down. Kyrie picks up a double. Perhaps setting up a more kills there for Kai. Purple buff contest. Let's see.
Not even the Black Shoes was able to save Sans. So at least Geek fam, they won that team fight with the Netherrealm being held on till the last second. So that was very, very good coming in from Geek fam. They're layering again, rationing that spell that also
Taba na ni Harith, no? 5-1.
boy, they know they want to make sure that ONIC has expended so much until they pop it, or maybe when push comes to shove, then it happens. But as of now, it's Geek fam controlling the tempo again, dictating the game. 4K gold deficit for ONIC. They have to crawl their way back. This Esmeralda though, come the late game, I feel like it'll get slower. It'll be held in place by Geek fam. For ONIC, they need to bank on Kyrie, on Savero as well, because the Claude is kind of weak in this state of the game. And now let's take a look at the items. Hunter Strike, 4x completed for the Hayabusa. Same goes for the Suyo. But Make It is 800 gold up ahead of Kyrie. Means that he has been farming pretty well with the pressure that Geekfam is able to exert.
Oh, gotta be careful. That's a Black Shoes already triggered. Ludwig very low. Loiski doesn't really find connection. Keyboy finds a flank. That's a shortcut pop. Kyrie jumps in all towards a boy who is very low and will be taken down.
Ulo ko kasi ano, Kyrie.
Has nowhere to go. Geek fam, they turn.
Oh, the recovery is beautiful by Geek fam. And ONIC, they are starting to feel the nerves.
The smiling jungler smiles wide. Make it with the triple kill, cementing Geek fam's domination in game number 3. And again, they look to siege this, but no minions, and the holy defense popped as well. They will seek and change their sights onto that mid turret. Down bottom, it's Savero again with the split push potential. Again, we talk about the shortcut from the chip that enables him to join the fight late.
Be careful here, ONIC. They will try to at least defend this holy shield. That's gonna be the shadow kill though.
Go shadow kill connects, and Esmeralda jumps in. Lutfi has to go
Walang
back
ult
on,
si
chips
ano.
him down.
Oh my goodness, damage from a
Si Chip.
boy. Great calculation there. And that will be Lutfi punished. 20 seconds for him to get back up. Will that be enough for Geek? Blitz.
Ay, di naabutan.
That was so close. Savera was recalling when Gobbs was running onto him, and the Lord now. This is the question, right? Geek fam, at least this Hilda
May
has been
paramis kasi kaya hindi sila takot pumasok.
to navigate around the team fights. The Hilda has been there to just soak up the damage and be the sandbag, the punching bag. And look at ONIC, they don't want to contest this. They know they can't at this point of the game because they need the items, they need that damage to go through. As of now, it's only ONIC watching from afar. And the Lord has been secured by Geek fam. Will this be a 3-1? 6.4k gold lead. With the Lord as well coming in, they have that holy defense popped up top, so maybe they want to eye that spot, but as of now, it'll spawn in the mid lane.
Seems like ONIC, they will not take any risk there to perhaps contest the Lord. They will choose to defend. Why? They have great high ground, right? Lilia, Claude, and Hayabusa. So let's see here, the defense from ONIC and also the offense from Geek fam. The first time they have technically a threat in the series.
ONIC, that's the holy defense popped as well. The second one, Geek Fam are relentless to shove in the wave into the base. And down bottom is Gobs, just doing God's work of clearing that wave. And again, Holy Defense might just be popped. But as of now, it's ONIC holding their base pretty well. No inhibitor turret taken down. Geek Fam also knows that they can't let it slip. They can't play this to a blunder. But Beloyski, I think ONIC has to really pay attention to Beloyski. If possible, Tsunami Slam onto Kyrie, which, by the way, he doesn't have that Purifier, right? As the jungler. So they have that high priority target that they have to protect. But Beloyski, I think, so far with the Kalea, with Tsunami Slam, has been very on point on his target selection. So now ONIC, they'll try to go out of the base, and is that a stolen orange buff by Kyrie?
Yeah, that was Kyrie,
That was Kyrie's.
on point on his retribution there.
Yeah.
80 seconds on the next lord, though.
Yeah, Keyboy, though, down bottom. I think he might look for something. Gobs, hello!
Gob says hi. Bot Shadow in response.
Whoa.
That's a flicker.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, power of Wilderness almost locking him down. Okay, Keyboy is there to provide a backup. Concealed Tarina at least by time. Uh-oh.
What?
Kyrie has a shadow. Kensiski, oh my goodness, this time around
Bumalik.
Kyrie will not be able to find an escape play.
Mahirap alisan nun.
Just great
Walang
vision
takas.
there from side of Geek.
Kyrie was caged like a bird. Ah, Tsunami Slam!
That's a Purify. That's going to be Geek Fam keeping tabs on Sansa's Purify there. So that's great info, knowing that 30 seconds, the next neutral objective will be on the board.
It's odd to see the Hayabusa or Kyrie die 3 times in a single game. Usually we know him for being someone who's able to conserve himself and not die multiple times, but this Kalea again proving to be a problem. And that was also Gobs just running into the Hayabusa, and Kyrie has no chance to go anywhere. Take a look at the items. The Harris is insane, but ONIC with the rumble in the jungle.
Another realm. Let's see this fight. Maker trying to provide the damage. They have info. Keyboy very low. Kensiski has enough space to take him down. Look, he almost taken down, but off-camera kill. Technically, Kyrie goes down for 30.
Everything swings to the favor of Geek Fam. 9.3k gold lead. Tsunami Slam again.
Fury.
Yeah, that's also, again, just info after info, right? No Purify, Sans, and Lookby.
Solo Lord.
Just solo Lord on the Suyo. Will we see a game 4? Perhaps?
Perhaps. Possibly. But we know ONIC, they might turn things around, but
Kumain ka na, te. Yes po.
It's the end of the tunnel for ONIC because Geek Fam has been able to win every single skirmish
Nadash
they've had
yun,
so far, leading up to the mid-game to even late game now. We're entering that stage. The Lord does march into that mid-side, so basically now it's only ONIC defending. Again, you mentioned it, they have good high ground defense. Sans, right? With the Lilia, it helps. The Blazing Duet from Severo might just look for a moment to then explode onto Geek Fam, but as of now, it's ONIC with their base just trembling.
Yeah, they're sacrificing their mid turret here. Very natural. And let's see here. Geek Fam, what will they do? Black Shoes triggered. Kensiski jumps in with Challenge Force. Severo very low. Keyboy pops a Purify, but he will fall.
Sakit na ng hari.
They have nothing else to fight for. As Geek Fam, they will not go down without a fight.
Walang sweep.
And Geek Fam, they get their first win of the series.
ONIC still at match point, but wow, Geek Fam showing another color in
Pangalan ka sa FB.
series.
Game na dan.
Yeah, convincing stuff, convincing win. A Geek Fam will force a game 4.
I don't understand. They were forcing the draft to be so favored on towards them. We talked about ONIC having that master class of a composition in the hands of Yeb, but Geek Fam were still able to fight back with Maykids showing up, Gobs as well with the Hilda, and of course the man on your screen, Mr. Kalea Loyski. With the Tsunami Slam, Kyrie did not
Kalea
have
Loyski.
any good space to play in that game. Basically, the Hayabusa just caught. It's a ninja diff.
Yeah, man. Ex-teammates. And this time, Paloy had the last laugh. This was the final push. He ONIC struggled to defend that. What a siege. One turret, enough to take their main base.
It is very enough, and not even the
Hindi ata live pinapanood nitong
But I
isa.
want to know why ONIC lost. So panelists, please
Sino?
break it down for me.
After major adjustments from Geek Fam in the drafts in game number 3, they actually come back. 2-1 now, Sheffin.
I thought, is this the fabled Lilia Sons? Who is that?
Whoa! To be fair, I think we did. I
Shots
think I
fired.
severely overestimated the Lilia damage.
Yep.
The Esmeralda early game
And I guess the range and the
Claude.
you know, the matchup against the Faramis, like, it actually went towards a boy, I gotta say.
I don't think so. I think they fell behind so hard that the Faramis ultimately was able to beat it out. Because early on, I think the Lilia was still getting rid of the Netherrealm quite easily. It's just, I think the Esmeralda should, in their minds as well, be doing more damage and should be more tanky. We didn't get to see that.
Ate, parang ikaw, ate. Pakay niya. Ah, yung ano, nagtanong ng FB ko.
It wasn't present here. Like, the Esmeralda was a squishy, very, very squishy. Take away the tank. It's tank mage, tank fighter. Take away the tank out of there. It's like a pure mage.
I don't know, but not so tanky though. Like, he took a lot of beating from Kensiski. Like, it took a lot of chrono vision
Isn't
and
that guy
synchro dash
supposed
to be able
like,
to get.
covered?
Yeah, I guess, but
Right?
like, you know, it's a Harith at the end of the day, and also Suyo from Makers. The damage was there from early to mid game for Geek Fam, and I guess you can kind of see why a boy was picking the Faramis, why it got banned by Yeb. It is that useful for Geek Fam, especially when you see these guys just jumping on towards, I mean, some of the shortcuts that Keyboy did. A boy comes and it's just over. Like, there's nothing that ONIC can do to be able to change that team fight, you know, swinging towards their favor.
0-0-12. Grabe.
0-12. 0-0-12.
Sticking to the basics, man. What works?
A lot of miscalculations for sure, going back to that point about the Nether Realm. And I think that's the beauty of Geek when they get their comfort heroes. I think Sheffin was the one who mentioned it in the drafts. These 3 mid trios being brought back onto their signature and comfort picks from the regular season. Beloyski back on the Kalia, Faramis back on Aboy. You can see Makiz also being very comfortable securing these objectives in the early game as well. You can see the way that he's able to control in terms of like the kill pressure and the way he adjusts in the game depending on the situations. It really worked in favor of the Geek. We're looking at the replay right now, and I didn't see a single opening coming in from ONIC to turn this game around.
All the openings were from Geek Fam, actually, right? Even here, when you saw a double kill for Kyrie, it was really just Geek Fam overextending. I think all the wins they got as well was really Geek Fam just making these moves that ended up not really being too relevant in the end for ONIC even. Like, even though they got a double, it was never really enough. And Makiz, I gotta say, on the Suyo, he's one of the guys that can actually make this work even despite the nerfs. This guy is so good with the pathing instantly. Like, the level lead was evident, the way he was controlling the fights as well, creating these angles of attack and knowing when to go immortal or assassin form, knowing the pure limits of this hero. Make it amazing on the Suyo.
He is Suyo.
He is Suyo.
21 times picked up, #1 in the regular season, and really good win rate, very positive.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. And
I
shout
think
out to Gobs, by the way, because this is a hero that I don't think he's pretty comfortable at. Like, he didn't only pick Hilda in the second half of the season at all, I gotta say. So that's why I was like, I don't know about this, dude. Yes, Hilda may work against Hayabusa, against this, you know, trying to get the black shoes out of the way from Sans, but you gotta stick to what works, as we mentioned earlier.
Wait, Chip 080907. 3 games in a row, Chip has just been a death, like a kill spree for everyone that goes up against
ATM.
He's literally an ATM. Keyboy now on it. For me, it's more surprising that Beloyski didn't make it work, right? Because for Keyboy, we haven't seen him make it work. That was why it was kind of concerning. I think
Natatalo yung Michip ah.
underestimated Geek Fam's fair
Diba yung
share
ngayong
by going down
series?
in or Eve early, but I think it was because they had an answer with the Lilia. It's just they didn't expect.
I mean, the early clock pick was
That one was
predicting a Faramis pick coming in from
Yeah.
a boy.
But the way they used it too was weird, right? Like, when you think Claude, what do you think? You think wait for item power spike and then you go for fights. They were fighting with the chip early. Like when the shortcut was popped in, Savero came in, blazing duet, dealing no damage. I remember that moment, like it was right around Turtle up top. So I think ONIC also were a bit overconfident with how they executed their composition. But in the end, I think it was just severely miscalculated as well. Like they were expecting way more damage from Lilia. They were expecting
Parang malas pag chip ginamit.
Because yes, you are up against the Harris.
Yun nga yung ngayong series. Pag may chip yung team, natatalo.
It wasn't a problem for Geek Fam. At no point of this game was the Esmeralda relevant, despite it being should be like against a Faramis, Harith. This comp early, it should by all means be a solid choice.
For sure. Looking at the items though, I mean, look at the
Pag natalo ba dyan, malalaglag na ba? Hindi pa. Lower bracket punta nila pag natalo.
It's definitely not enough when you have a
Yung kahapon yung laglagan.
S, you know, in a way, the main trouble too. When he got his item in a mid game, already securing that towards the endless battle. He didn't even go for something like a, you know, wings usually. You know, at this point, he went just deep with that one.
Fun fact, I'm a Suyo main this season. I always go endless battle in my games. Even on stream, a lot of people are like, why you go endless battle? Bro, I'm stomping so hard. Why would I not? Why would I go Queen's Wings when the enemy team does no damage to me? Right? Especially in the early parts of the season when you still had magic damage reduction. Now that you don't have it, makes more sense for you to go Queen's Wings. But again, they had so many ways.
Ayan, timeran natin kung ilang minutes waiting time.
To go for more damage. The endless battle ended up being, I think, value choice for Suyo.
So we had to kind of summarize what went wrong for ONIC. What would those points be?
I think overestimating the counters that they had for Faramis and the Claude and the Lilia.
So drafts?
I think the draft was actually, you know, competitive. ONIC had ways to win.
I think before we saw the game, it made sense. I agree with you. Like, because we had our built-in calculations in our head. But after seeing that game, I think practically we were proven wrong. The theories that should have worked did not. The Esmeralda not as tanky. So I think, it could have been an experimental draft for ONIC to try to curveball their way into a 3-0.
Okay. And that's it. In terms of execution, it was okay?
It was pretty bad too.
Okay, we'll unpack that just a bit because we are going to throw it over to Alyssa before we get into that. So, Alyssa, take it away.
Hai, kembali bersama Alisa Natali pastinya masih di MPL Festival karena Alisa melaporkan langsung dari Jakarta International Velodrome. Dan hari ini Alisa lagi ada di depan boothnya GoPay dan kita
Hindi
lihat
naman maintindihan.
kayaknya banyak
Nalaglag si ante.
aktivitas menarik di sini. Hai, dengan kakak siapa nih?
Nama aku Genix.
Nalaglag na si ate. Refresh natin. Refresh lang ako, guys. Naglalag ba yung stream o yung live ko mismo?
Wow, ada 40 mini games, ketemu guest star, bisa ketemu brand ambassador favorit kalian dan bisa main bareng juga ya?
Betul, main bareng. Karena di sini juga
Namibigay ka ba ng starlight sa mga supporters mo?
Wow, jadi kita
Yes.
kita
Dami na ako nabigyan.
one on one ya. Kita lihat kayak udah dari tadi nih ya, bentar lagi udah apa? Wow, kita udah dapet yang
Pero
pemenang
hindi pag humingi ka,
Congratulations.
bibigyan ka agad.
Siapa namanya?
Walang ganon.
nama saya Ervan.
Oke, Kak Ervan. Ini datang ke MPL Festival nih mau mabar apa gimana?
Mau nonton sih sebenarnya.
Mau nonton ya. Oke, tapi kamu menang by one, seneng gak nih perasaannya?
Seneng banget selain saya bisa mengalahkan teman saya dapat hadiah juga dari
Wow, jadi langsung aja kali ya, guys. Yeay, congratulations. Boleh dong dibuka dong. Dikasih lihat ke penonton nih, biar pada main langsung ke boothnya GoPay. Karena ada berbagai keseruan yang bisa kalian dapatkan. Wow, bagus banget. Langsung dipakai ya nanti?
Ya, mau langsung dipakai soalnya.
Wow, keren banget. Jadi langsung aja teman-teman semua main ke MPL Festival buat dapetin hadiahnya. Thank you so much. And kalian bisa langsung main lagi ya. Bisa langsung
Naan ko muna. Wala pa namang ganap.
kehadiran kalian di MPL Festival karena
Wala pa namang ganap.
dari tanggal 11 sampai 15 Juni 2025 di Jakarta.
Hindi din natin maintindihan. Parang nagra-rap si ate.
Jakarta International Velodrome. Bye.
All right, nice check-in with Alyssa. So, yet another booth filled with activities that you guys can get free merch from and free stuff from. So go ahead and check that booth out. Yesterday was the Franco Hook, and there they have the Mabar.
Anong oras po next game?
Pretty fun.
Hindi ko din sure eh. Tinatimeran ko nga ito kung gaano katagal sila mag next game.
You only get one try though.
It looks harder than
Kanina, simula nung
it is harder than it looks.
nung nag-explain ng match result hanggang mag-game, 20 minutes.
But speaking of,
Ito, ini-start ko kasi after mag-explain
we
ng
actually have
match
something
result.
super cool that is new as well that you guys can actually collect back at home, and that is the MPL cards.
Good for it? Yeah. Good for it? Sorry. This limited edition stuff, you know, we gotta be kind of discreet with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the stuff. I'll get this.
Kulit eh.
You want the bit? Stuff?
Pwede po ba sumali sa squad kung meron man?
You want the stuff?
Hindi ako nagpapasali sa squad eh.
Oh, you guys have it already. Okay, there it is. The MPL
Good afternoon,
card
Nash.
is over. As you guys are unboxing it,
Don't box it out.
I will explain what this
It's only got
is.
one per.
This is the Nirvana series, ladies and gentlemen, that is now available and can be purchased directly at the offline booth at the MPL Festival.
Why did you do
This
that?
collection is a must-have as
supposed to do?
marks an exclusive
this?
collaboration between
Brother,
OnePlay
this-
as well as MPL
yeah.
ID. So, if you've been wondering, when is it coming out, Eternal? When is it coming out? Your coach, Captain, the wait is finally over. And of course, each pack includes a
Anong
random
ganap na?
mix of cards. So, your luck will play a big role to see
Pang ilang game na?
who will pull.
Ano, game 4 na.
Or are you gonna get the common cards?
Okay, which player do
Di,
you want?
di ko pala nalagyan. Game 3. Geek
Okay,
win.
I want Eman. You?
Okay.
Yao.
One.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say Yaoi, but
Anyone from TL?
yeah.
Okay. We'll do one for you,
Oh, I want Weedy. I want Weedy.
one for you,
That's
one
a
for
special
me,
one, though.
one for Gani, one for
Oh.
Relice. All right?
Okay.
Show it, show it. One, two,
Two,
three.
three.
Oh, I got Luke!
What?
My
That's
boy!
So lucky.
I got Luke!
Yo, you gotta
Masaya siya.
care, bro. You gotta handle it with care.
Oh, dude, I'm keeping this. Oh my lord, yo, I can't believe I got
Which
Luke.
version was it?
I don't know what version this is. We'll check later, but
Okay.
shall we check Gani?
Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa!
Oh,
the
this is
whole-
another Luke.
Gani got Bigatron!
It's Luke. It's
This
Luke.
is
it's Luke.
mine. This is all for me.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the tiers. Super tier is the black.
This is tier B,
Wait.
I think.
So this is tier A.
Ah,
Okay,
mine is
guys.
tier B. Yeah, you're right. So it's pretty common. We didn't get any super tiers or any premium tiers, unfortunately.
What is this?
Anong meron sa card?
That's the common one.
You got tier A. No, that's tier A.
That's tier A, right?
Oh
my
my
lord.
lord.
That's tier A.
Okay.
Really?
But we didn't get the premium one.
Wait, this
Teko.
is pretty good actually. Player of the week. This
Is
is
it shiny?
Oh, outstanding. Yeah, you're
you got
right.
outstanding, right? Yeah, tier. Yeah, yeah, you got an outstanding.
Ah, okay.
Pretty
Now,
good.
what is this?
So this is what? The tier C one.
It's tier B, I think. I believe.
This one looks very
No,
high.
this one is tier B.
This one's tier B. I got a tier B Luke.
Ah, cool.
Get it? Because it's B tier R. B tier R. B tier. B tier.
Yeah.
Talino niya doon.
If you have a, you know, a fun likeness
I'm
towards
addicted to it.
price mechanic,
Hey,
or if you're
match two, match
an
two.
avid gacha player like Arashi, you gotta collect this one.
Ah,
Bless you.
Ay, bumoy
Yeah,
siya.
it's pretty cold here.
no, I'm allergic.
So I got all my boys. You
Allergic
guys
to
got
not opening these cards.
You guys
You just opened it.
Fine, it's mine.
No, but there's
These are
one
mine.
more.
These are my boys. Fine.
You
Wow.
can have that.
You can buy in the venue right now, guys. Go
Oh,
ahead,
she
people
just gotcha'd it.
Whoa!
Oh, oh.
That's Shive.
All
got a-
right,
she
that
got
is
another
not
shiny?
Shive, brother.
Wow,
That is
dami
Hanabi.
niyang
Oh,
card.
Annabelle, my goat. Okay, there's Shive.
That's Shive. Yeah, I know.
No, previously it was Hanafi, bro.
I look at the back.
Lutfi, outstanding
Oh,
card.
that's the same card we got.
Yeah, we got. Oh, Lutfi's kind of quite common then.
Oh,
yes, Gilio.
what in the world? That's unfair.
Last card, or was it already 5? No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it is
unfair.
Hanafi. Okay.
Man,
Wow.
how much did we sell?
She's shaking. She's shaking.
Gee, wow.
I would love to
Dami
get
naman yung
a
card.
photographed version of Belois.
That's super cool.
That would make my day.
Wait, so how much do one of these cost? You guys know?
It's I think one pack is 50,000
Yep.
IDR.
50K.
Hey, the value can go up if you got the autograph one.
Dude, I
You
want
buy us like 100, and then we like full.
ask Moonton.
No, you buy us.
I don't have that money.
I should sneeze now. That would be the perfect time to sneeze.
Why?
Addicted to lies.
Oh.
Oh.
Too soon. How about this guy though? Did he
I hope I
foul in
get
the
a
playoff?
MPL card.
Cars, I love you,
I'm excited for the second
but
pack.
they did not.
Excited for the second pack, guys. Excited for the second pack.
Let's open
Can
it
we
now.
open it now?
Yeah. No.
Like genuinely, I really want to open
true.
it now.
Please.
Listen, it's better to say sorry than to ask for
Yeah,
permission.
but then I'll be the one to have to say sorry.
Exactly.
Stop.
There's
No.
no
Put it
responsibility.
down. Put it down.
I do want to.
No,
Okay.
no.
Should we rebel?
Heads or tails? Heads. Heads is the picture. Tails is the.
No, no.
Kevin, call it.
Heads.
That means we don't open it.
Ah.
Yes.
I mean, you can look at the booth here.
Whoa! Wait.
Looks pretty
that's-
good.
Oh, I want the
Oh.
Iman one, brother, please.
Oh,
Black
that's
hair
sick.
Kyrie.
Oh my goodness, that looks so good. Okay.
Oh man.
I might have an addiction. Thank you, MPL.
This is my worry, you know. I like these things, but I feel like I'm gonna be
Addicted to it.
deep into this.
I'm gonna have to like put in covers for them, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
The sleeves.
The sleeves, the
and
card
grade them.
sleeves.
It's gonna grade them too.
Maybe he can get one of the Leo ones, you know, the girl sleeves. Yeah, like
what?
sleeves that has a Leo.
Why Leo?
Leo has
Ayan na, nakaupo na sila sa stage.
Oh.
Gideon.
So, halos 10 minutes match result
Previous game recap,
explanation,
though.
tapos 10 minutes waiting time para sa next game.
Hey, come on.
We're on the way. We're on the way.
Hey, I'm not the one saying it, alright? I'm not the one saying it.
We did say
You really
that
think it's
we-
possible?
They're still starters. Maybe they're finally getting their groove.
Do you think that's
Matter.
not possible?
I think it is possible, but
There
it's
you go.
unlikely.
There you go.
It's unlikely to happen.
All
here,
Geek
right?
needs, it's 1% of possibility. You know what they did in season 14,
Yeah.
and they're gonna replicate it again here.
But in season 4, oh,
Back on
Uh-huh.
Hey kids already feeling the vibe. You see that? He's doing the, what is this?
I don't know, but he's smiling though.
Velocity.
Oh, the Velociraptors.
The Velociraptors.
Okay.
Second pick again. They are not swapping sides. They
Nope.
both want to stick to their guns here. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. For who?
Exactly. That's why.
I think
You think it's good for
for both actually. Just
Sure.
because they prefer, like they prefer their sides, you know. They don't want to change. Coach Yep, is a second pick merchant, you know. And all the merchants gotta come out here in the 4th game, I think. Suyo merchant, Paramis merchant, Kalham merchant.
I honestly feel like the Faramis could have been countered instantly by a Yves pick. That's why they banned it out, right? The Valentina and the Yves. I wonder why they are... I guess the Lilia, they were hyping up the Lilia. They were trying to set up for the Lilia. But was it worth it in the end? I don't think so, right? I think go back to the normal counters in the meta, where it's already good. Yeah, you can bring up the Lilia maybe sometime in the future. But here, I think it's all good, man.
And maybe don't pick the Claude in the first pick.
Yeah.
You wanna try to...
No one's gonna pick that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No one's
I
gonna
agree.
pick that. You can secure that in the second phase, and it would be fine and daddy. And there's a lot of replacement, I think, for the Claude. Not really the greatest marksman there is, but we are going to the second.
Adjustments will need to be done here,
No
ladies and
adjustment.
gentlemen, as we get into game number 4. So far, it is looking quite similar. right,
Same
to
lang
the
yung ban.
strategy presented by the official
Wow.
Oo
board
nga,
from
no.
Samsung Galaxy.
Louis ulit.
A36 5G. There it is, exact same.
Kalea, go for it again, Geek fam. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Unless they want to go to chip again and then raise the death.
But you can see the
Count.
script, right? First game, it was a stomp. You know.
Second game is a
Second
stomp.
game, minimal adjustment, still a stomp.
Third is a stomp.
Now minimal adjustment, it's a stomp again.
All right, ONIC. Now, do they go for the Yves just to try to sniff out a possible Faramis pick instead of the Claude plus the Badong? No, they steal it with a Harith and a
I like
Badong.
that a bit
Another
more,
solid
actually.
answer, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of more sustainability, and you can kind of roam around the map with the Badang a lot more safer, and you don't really have to pick that Purify that Keyboy did in the 3rd game, because like when you're picking a chip and going for a Purify, like you kind of shoot yourself in the foot.
You still go Suyo now for Geek fam, right? They've set up for it by banning Kimi, Farsa, and the Joy. Those are the three heroes that usually bring trouble to a Suyo pick, but now the Harith is on the other side.
Do you want to go with Granger here?
I think the safe choice is going to be Granger or Moskov plus the Suyo.
Moskov?
I don't think you want to go Faramis here, right? They do. Suyo
Still.
and Faramis against the Harith Badang. Now ONIC have a shot to... They can go for the Hayabusa again here, but I think after last game, it's better to go for the Yeve. There you go. Yeve for ONIC.
For the second phase of the bans here, looking at GEEK, they don't have that gold league just yet, and right away the Claude ban. Yes, they like the Claude, but like against a Harith, I think you want to have that matchup.
Are we in a different multiverse? If we just get transported into a different multiverse,
I mean,
where Claude
maybe you want to just give a safety towards Sans. That's the idea, because that's the only dive marksman that they can pick.
There's a Badonkadonk though. There's gonna be so much more later on as well. But all right, let's see how they go for it. Maybe it's just the two blinking heroes that they'll take away, Moskov and Claude. Both heroes can deal with the with the Harith just through blinking away from the Synchro Fission. GEEK fam. I don't even think they need to ban Chip at this point, right? Like ONIC have shown
just
how
Baksha and Fredrin, right?
weird they've been on Chip. So yeah, Baksha, Fredrin.
Or is that an overkill? They,
If ONIC go Fredrin, GEEK fam will go Glue. I think the Glue is still pretty solid, and then they'll end up with like a Moskov, Irithel, Granger, but all three works. They can still go 1-1 too, by the way.
Oh yeah, you're right.
If they take away the Hayabusa, they could go for the 1-1 GEEK fam.
Surprisingly, this is the first time in all 4 games that I feel like in the first phase I have
Ano
more faith
dumadaldal.
in GEEK fam's composition than ONIC. And it becomes even
This game?
more. Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. 1-1's gone. But again, there's still a lot of option for GEEK fam. They can stick to the Moskov, you know, split push kind of mechanic, or maybe just want to go for Granger because you already have the Kalea to lock down the people in front of you.
So Fredrin or Hayabusa? Which one do they
Oh yeah, you're right.
They go for the Fredrin ban. So the Hayabusa is up for grabs for ONIC. It's a comfort pick for Kyrie. But do they have enough?
Yeah, in the third game, it was like an absolute beat down from Horoski towards Kyrie.
Because of the Kalea.
Yeah.
The Kalea just shut down the Haya so well. Now what do they go for? I don't...
Do they go more AoE, export jungle?
Nah, I don't like it either. Actually, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Man, what's up in the jungle?
Alpha. What else?
It goes CC first, so they're thinking of a utility jungle here. They already have a lot of damage. It'll be weird if they don't go utility jungle
Alpha,
here.
Lucas, Leomord.
Oh, Lucas actually is pretty good.
Lucas. Yes. Lucas last pick.
Why is no one picking it up in this series?
I think it's just because both teams are really, really smart. Lucas is very one-dimensional, you know? You want to look for an instant team fight. It's
Ayaw na nila
fine as you
mag-cheap.
get the Sacred Beast form. If you don't utilize the Sacred Beast form, or if the opponent team is able to bait it out from you, you become useless for quite a bit until you build up the Rage Bar.
So you're implying that the one that picks Lucas all the time
is one-dimensional. Is one-dimensional.
Okay.
I agree. Like, we saw that yesterday, right?
Damn. This in your own team?
Hey, that's why they're my team. I support them. I can diss them. GEEK. Oh, they go for the
Ranger
So
Blue.
they still go for the glue, anticipating the utility jungle pick from ONIC, and the Granger safe. Last pick for ONIC.
I mean, it's gotta be Lu. The glue again too. I mean, is it only limited to utility? They can still go for a Hayabusa here if they want to. Yes, the front line is gonna be a bit more minimal, but you're up against a Faramis, a Granger, and they've
all-out damage.
Yeah, that's the ONIC way, right? They did it against CL, and it was Faramis Yeheskiel.
Ling, even
That's another
crazier.
Uy, Ling.
Okay.
Is Ling safe into this composition from GEEK?
I don't know if safe is the right word.
I don't think the assassins are safe, but
it really gonna depend on how
it's a comfort.
How good Kyrie is.
Hey, it's not all gonna come down to that, ladies and gentlemen. Can ONIC do this? We're still at match point. One more game away of an ONIC victory. An ONIC moving over into the upper bracket finals. But will GEEK be able to force maybe another series? Force them into a best of one. Only time will tell. We're gonna throw it over to our casters. Take it away.
Hirap Ling.
And obviously we are back in the land of Dawn to what could be the last match of the series. But Geek Fam, they have showed grit, they have showed power, and they have showed that they might even force the reverse sweep to happen.
Let's see, right? Will they equalize in this game and make the series onto a 2-2, or will we see ONIC finding and securing a point, the point that will take them to the final upper brackets?
Kyrie back on a special pick, right? This is a special pick, the Ling. He likes to play this Ling a lot. And obviously that helps with the kill pressure as well. But I had my own questions on how will it work? When it's picked against the Faramis, obviously has that second life. So take a look at the emblems. Nothing out of the ordinary. Still Badang with the QC, the Impure Age. And the Faramis with the QC as well, just wanting to have that gap closer and help out with either the Shadow Stampede or even later on with the Netherrealm. But as of now, it's only back to basics for both teams. Granger against the Harith down bottom. It's a safe pick for the Granger. The Harith does bully the Granger pre-level 4. Post-level 4, the Granger can fight back, right? And even Kyrie already invading into the enemy jungle. Not level 4 yet.
Seems
now
like
level 4.
Walang ano ngayon na down ng
both
bago
junglers
mag 1 minute eh.
invading that green camp near the gold crab. That's going to be Keyboy and Beloy face shaking in that bush. Boy trying to pull. Sounds great. Timing on the Purify. Jumps. Kyrie not committing the Tempest of Blade just yet though.
Still keeps it either as an offensive tool or a defensive tool, right? Because the Ling can be so elusive. And I think for Geek Fam, at least to have the lockdown to catch and reel in this Ling with the Tsunami Slam. But I think the Ling will be harder to catch compared to the Hayabusa, given he has the Fidge Poise as well. Now Makits makes his way up top. Lutpi under pressure. Keyboy backs them up.
Nope, let's see, not level 4 just yet though. Kyrie is in the vicinity. Doesn't really want to commit on towards a fight, nor the turtle just yet here as Geek. They are initiating the turtle.
Congregation of players here fighting for the turtle. Will this be a steal? RWM open!
That's going to be the Netherrealm triggered as well, but Makins finds the first turtle. That's going to be a boy taken down alongside Beloy. That's going to be Lutpi though mounted.
Yep, still mounting, hitchhiking a free ride. Gobs next in the chopping block, but they don't want to go on him. Makits though might get caught.
Oh no.
Narangan.
Great isolation. Great
Galing.
kill. 3-0 on the board for the yellow porcupine.
Oh my. What was that damage though in the initial 2 kills that ONIC were able to grab? That was some burst coming in from ONIC, and now Geek Fam, they are in the pedestal. 1 kill to Kyrie, 2 to Keyboy, but still, it makes sense that ONIC have prio early on. They have the Badang to help out with it. The Ling, you kind of can, you know, semi-retreat the turtle when you're in the Tempest of Blades form. And that helps as well, as to not really commit to the pit, opposed to Hayabusa maybe, who jumps into it, right? So for now, Kyrie plays a little bit more safe. The Ling, come the late game, can also be a problem. Now, another problem for Geek Fam is the fact that the Yve has been picked, right? This RWM is AoE. And Geek Fam, they want to group up when the fight happens because they need that resource from the Netherrealm, that sustainability. But the RWM kind of bursts them down as well, especially when they are, you know, clumped up together. So I'm very, very curious to see how Geek Fam will find a workaround behind that.
Yeah, it seems like both teams this time different from game 1, 2, and 3, where the early game relatively action-packed. This time seems like both teams just slowing down, waiting for their mid-game power spikes, right? And so far, it's a calm gold lane as well. Nothing too crazy, but we might see a change after the next turtle take.
Yep, 7 seconds, 5 onto the respawn as well. Kenziski is here, and at least for Kenziski, he is able to bob and weave in the fight from afar. He has that range, right? For Severo, it is him having to get close to the players of Geek Fam.
3-man knock-up Keyboy, very low. Makits finds the turtle. That's gonna be the RWM though, locking Beloy down as Severo picks up the kill.
Oh, they go straight into Lutpi, and Kenziski still unable to put him down, get him down. Lutpi survives, only Keyboy the casualty. It's a trade between roamers, but the turtle was secured for Make It 2 out of 3 so far. Let's take a look at the items. Hunter Strike completed for Make It, the Berserker's Fury as well for Kyrie. So at least the junglers are battle ready. War Axe for Lutpi as well, to have that sustainability, to have that life steal, the Spellvam, excuse me. And it enables him to be in the team fight much more longer. I mean, we have seen Lutpi with the CC, right? Just jumping to the backline, just holding them in place. Just looking for the flank angle, looking for the backline. Up top though, Kyrie faces Gobs.
Yeah, gotta be careful there. And seems like Granger or Kenzie is on his way towards that Sky Piercer. So,
yeah.
you know, ONIC, they gotta be careful. And Geek Fam, once Sky Piercer is inside the arsenal of Kenzie, they need to funnel the kill on towards just Kenzie, right? So that stack can be optimized.
Oh, I mean, look at the pressure from Suyo as well, right? I mean, it is equally matched from the Ling, because the Ling can do the same, even better. Because the Ling has the Finch voice up. Beloyski was looking for a Tsunami Slam, conceal play, but ONIC, look at that peel from the Granger. That Sonata was just dissuading them from continuing and turning it around into an engage. But as of now, ONIC, they know that this Granger might grow much more danger by the minute. Like you said, Sky Piercer, once that's ready, it can be very, very bleak for them. Because the Granger with the Sky Piercer, very easy to proc, right? You just need to stand back from afar. You have that potential of a burst down. Especially as a Granger, you really want to have the stacks going. The earlier, the better. It translates into even greater late game. And against a Yeve, you don't need to commit into the chess box of the Yeve, right? You can hit from afar. You have that's another, like I talked about previously. So as of now, GEEK, they have safer options in the table.
Uh-oh, gotta be careful. That's gonna be real world manipulation locking members. Now Lutpi, first one to fall.
The Lord, or rather the Turtle, still secured by Make It, but they're stuck in the middle. Kyrie still survives, but look at Gobs mounting.
Uh-oh, isolated has the flicker suspension. That's gonna be Gobs though. Taken down, great calculation there by Kyrie. Two members down and out. Though, ONIC, they lost the Turtle.
3 for 3 for the Turtle. Make It turning up when needed. But look at ONIC with the side lane pressure again. Kyrie, this guy knows how to time his movements, right? 1 second you see him down bottom in the lane, just pushing that wave in towards Geek Fam. The next second you see him next to you and the objective, the neutral objective. But so far he hasn't been able to win out on the retreat battles because Make It, obviously with the Suyo, you have Soul Sever that kind of helps you to tone down the threshold of the HP, and it just bursts down the objective. Plus the retreat on top, which makes it kind of hard to, you know, win out that retreat battle, especially on a professional level. As of now, though, it's ONIC still leading the kill department, plus the gold lead as well, dwindling slowly. So Geek Fam, they couldn't care less about that gold, or rather that kill deficit, you know? They have that power already spiking onto them. And Kadziski, he has the Sky Piercer. So that is going to be troublesome for ONIC. For Savero, he has that survivability, the Feather of Heaven. I think it'll be a back and forth team fight.
It will, right? Again, mid-game power spike. It seems like ONIC, they committed 4 bodies top lane. They will trade their inner turret bottom side though. Because no info. No one's showing from the side of Geek Fam. That's why Kai, yeah, he'd rather play it safe.
Make It has been very good looking for the cross-map play. Tsunami Slam!
On towards Keyboy. That's just going to be the Badang, half HP. Great cover there by Sans. Just like negates the threat from Geek Fam. Let's see here. The first Lord is up. I want to know what's up.
Well, I mean, for ONIC, I think they kind of have a harder time to kind of navigate onto the Lord pit later on because Geek Fam, they also have the Peel Gobs to the front line. Against the CC, obviously the CC can't really soak up the damage as much as the glue does. Plus on top they have the Netherrealm, and then they have Beloyski to jump in with a Tsunami Slam or with a save. So I think ONIC needs to wait. They don't need to start a turtle. Oh, Gobs!
That's an engage, trying to close the gap. Real world manipulation. Caught early, Sans very low, taken down. It's a 5v4, baby. Now Lutpi taken down as well. That's going to be a double for Make It. Actually, that's going to be a trade. Tempest the Blade finds Kenzie.
Kyrie with the swords, very sharp. Make It might look for a clapback.
That's C. Severo trying to space out Make It. Make It
Oh!
so lethal on the Suyo. And he adds
Yes,
another
Keyboy.
kill as Keyboy will not find a way to escape. That's almost a wipeout.
Make it is Suyo, and Suyo is Make It.
Hello, Ninong
Look at him,
Marbs.
just having that killer instinct. He might smile, but he stares deep into your soul, and that's a Vero gone. This Lord 3 for Geek Fam.
The opening from Gobs was just so amazing. He went on towards Sans.
Yeah.
And that was a right opening. That was a right call. And yeah, First Lord will fall to the Geeks.
That was also a forceful RWM, right? Sans, he was forced to open it up, asked to not have the follow-up. Come help Gobs. But he was bursted down quickly. I mean, the boy was quick on the pounds and helped the players of Geek Fam, or rather Gobs. And take a look at the real-time gold grab. It's just boosting up. It stonks for Geek Fam. Oh, Kyrie. Might be naughty, but no. Geek Fam, they have their sights on this mid turret. The Lord as well down bottom. Severo has to clear this, but he has to be careful. Gobs might just jump at him.
Unfortunate there. The Holy Shield did not land on towards the Lord, so this might favor the Geeks very, very well. They will not push their pressure there. They will chill and back away. Kyrie is trying to relieve the pressure, clearing the mid.
Uwi ka na, Ninong Marbs. Ingat po. Lugi daw sila Kyrie. Early pa lang matataba na yung kalaban.
ONIC, they have safety measures, but as of now, Geek Fam are always favored in the team fights because they have the sustainability, they have the defense. Lookby is just yo-yoing his way.
Office crack finds a boy. No mid laner, no nether realm for Geek this time, and Gobs isolated here. Short ball. Severo claims the kill. Great response there, ONIC. Now just 3 men standing for Geek.
Thankfully, our boy is playing a Faramis, so that timer is indeed very, very low. 16 seconds, and now he's back on the land of Dawn.
Back to Manila na ulit. Back to reality na.
Maybe, but look at Geek Fam, they're clumping up together. They won't defend it because they know they have to respect ONIC's power as well. It's slowly creeping up. Kyrie with 3 items, the endless battle for that extra true damage as well, right? Wishing Lantern for the Yi, for Sans. Adds even greater burst damage, and the passive from the Wishing Lantern as well kind of dissuades you from moving forward. But look at Makids. He has that Queen's Wings purchased. So at least he has that physical damage reduction in case he gets, you know, toppled down by Kyrie.
It's just back and forth mid-game. We are almost at late game territory. Turret-wise, still favors the Geek. 5 turrets claimed. And let's see here. What will ONIC do to equalize that turret?
I think now for Geek Fam, they have to find a way to address the CC. The CC doesn't care if it's mounted to the glue. The CC will always try to hit you constantly, right? That constant DPS can't really be helped. I mean, sure, you have the Nether Realm, but the RWM can come through, and then you're all silenced, and you have no way out of that chess box from the Yve. But Geek Fam, they're focusing the offense on this Lord, and Make It is here as well. Kyrie might look for something down bottom, but it's Keyboy with the conceal. Severo!
Oh my god, almost finds a solo! That's gonna be the Tsunami Slam! Trying to provide cover for Kenzie by Baloy. And Sans taken down off camera. 2 members from ONIC, they're out!
Oh, look, B just burst down! And now it's Keyboy, only with his fist, not his sword.
Si Kyrie na naman naiwan.
Parameters created by Geek favored them as Make It picks up the triple. And that's just gonna be Kyrie recalling. No, he went down, so it's a wipeout. And Geek Fam, they might push the bottom side. And is this
Hindi,
it?
nag-recall siya.
This might be it. I mean, they're not going for the Lord. Kyrie has to defend this. Which type is the blades?
Let's see, Tavares there. Boy, bursted. But take a look at the main base, ladies and gentlemen. That's the defense. Clutch defense by ONIC.
Grabe! Galing!
And that's a wipeout for ONIC.
Ang galing, guys.
Divine intervention from the Sky King. Who else but Kyrie picks up a maniac,
Wiped out.
wipes Geek Fam clean. And now they want to look for that push towards the base. A boy is up. Blood Wings purchased. Gives him extra damage at defense, but a boy!
Oh!
The turnaround, a boy!
It's over!
Oy!
It's all over! ONIC secures Game 3, and they secure the
3-1.
Kyrie.
Galing,
Practically a
galing, galing.
1v4. Only him and 5 sword stands in Geek Fam way. And he makes it happen. The maniac for him to help
Money,
usher
hello.
the minions
Umalis ka na sa server.
and ONIC. They look to be
Grabe, ang galing nun.
upper bracket final. One step closer to MSC. One step closer for booking a ticket towards Riyadh.
One step closer as well to win MPL ID Season 15 league.
May lower bracket pa, hindi pa laglag ang
ONIC,
ang
they lifted
GEEK.
the trophy MPL ID in the Jakarta International Velodrome.
Naiyak na
Will
si
it happen
ate.
again?
Kala siguro niya
They defeated Geek Fam
matatalo
on the
ONIC.
stage.
Pero muntik na kasi, di ba?
This is their domain. This is their domain. This is the Sky Kings domain.
Galing.
And Kyrie welcomes them with open arms. Geek Fam, they have to go down to the lower bracket. And now it's up to them to activate that lower bracket.
Pinapos na ni Idol Kyrie, kaya nasilip ka muna dito. Balik ka na ulit sa server.
I mean, it was helped by
Yeah.
Safero as well, right?
Definitely.
So practically, it's not really a 1v4, but at the same time, he was holding his ground. Safero helped with the Zaman force as well. And Kyrie just follows up with the damage. Wow, wow, wow. So beautiful. But up on stage, it is the Sky Kings with an interview with
Ang
Unik,
Pilipin
Clara,
din.
All-Star.
Isa
So Unik,
ba?
take it away.
Isa na lang kasi, pero Kyrie kasi.
ONIC yang bertahan di upper bracket.
Grind ulit, no? Oo nga.
Perjuangan yang pastinya berbuah manis untuk mereka. Pembalasan dendam berhasil kalian
Galing, galing,
lakukan.
galing.
Kalian sempat ditaklukkan di game yang ketiga, tapi gimana sih pada akhirnya bisa menang nih 3-1 melawan Geek Fam?
Yang pasti seneng sih, keinget season kemarin kan kita kalah di playoff juga.
Oke, apakah itu menjadi motivasi tersendiri untuk menghadapi mereka hari ini?
Ya benar, motivasi banget.
Dipulangin di hari pertama nggak enak ya?
Ya nggak enak.
Nggak enak.
Ya.
Dan sekarang bertahan di upper bracket, menurunkan mereka ke lower bracket. Seberapa sulit perjuangan kalian untuk berada tetap di upper bracket?
Seberapa sulit? Ya lumayan sulit sih Bude. Pertahanin menang-menang gitu.
Pertahanin menang-menang. Apakah ini ada suatu keunggulan karena kalian sudah menjajaki? Kemarin udah sempat main di sini nih. Gimana sih lihat kalian Geek Fam untuk hari ini? Apakah mereka tidak seperti Geek Fam yang ada di regular season atau gimana?
Ya yang pasti beda lah, dia lebih lebih improve daripada sebelumnya.
Wow, dan ketika improvement dari Geek Fam ternyata bisa kalian kalahkan. Ini cukup menarik karena ini seru banget di babak playoff ini, bahkan banyak kejutan-kejutan yang terjadi. Gak hanya dari gameplay, namun juga dari hero-hero. Gila San, mengeluarkan salah satu hero signature-mu yang
Sana ONIC PH versus ONIC ID ulit sa M7 final.
Apa sorry?
Kenapa baru hari ini Liliamu muncul?
Nggak tahu, pas aja sih. Cuman sayangnya kalah tadi.
Oke, sayangnya kalah. Jadi, udah makin penasaran, ini game ketiga, ada apa dengan ONIC game yang ketiga? Nggak cuma hari ini, tapi juga kemarin. Game ketiga, selalu ada problem nih di ONIC.
Secured MSC ONIC. Hindi pa. Pag nanalo sila bukas, MSC secured mo.
Apa ya, kita kayak kurang, hero-nya nggak terlalu kuat sih, kayak turtle pertama gitu, susah banget. Jadinya si GEEK mendominasi banget, jadi masuk ke mid game, late game jadi susah.
Oke, jadi memang tidak bisa untuk menghalau adanya hero-hero yang memang agak sulit dan jadinya snowballing. Tapi kita ngeliat, ini bukan kutukan game ketiga ya. Hari kemarin kan juga game ketiga tuh kalah.
Ya benar.
Bukan karena itu. Bukan karena kutukan game ketiga, nggak ada tuh kutukan game ketiga.
Ano daw sabi?
Oh bukan sih pastinya, emang kalah aja sih, nggak ada kutukan-kutukan.
Gak ada ya?
Ya betul.
Ini nggak main klinik-klinikan ini. Tapi kalau ngelihat dari banyak hal yang terjadi hari ini dengan adanya pertarungan yang super rame. Bisa dibilang ini pertemuan lagi dari Savero. Ini seru banget. Awal-awal game kita ngelihat nggak banyak perubahan dari tim ONIC. Game 1, game kedua masih dengan hero-hero yang bisa dibilang mirip, begitu juga dengan GEEK Fam. Ini memang kalian tuh ingin ngotot di 2 game awal. Kalian punya strategi khusus nggak sih untuk ngelawan GEEK Fam?
Gak ada sih, Kimi Gilang aja terlalu OP.
Kimi Gilang aja terlalu OP. Memang sebagai kuncian ya, tapi ini adalah panggung keduamu. Apakah kamu merasakan hal yang berbeda di panggung ini?
Masih sama aja sih.
Masih sama? Berarti udah nyaman ya di panggung ini?
Udah.
Udah nyaman. Tapi Savero, mempertahankan upper bracket dari Savero sendiri, apakah itu menjadi tujuan utama dari Savero?
Enggak sih, sebenarnya tujuan utamanya ya EWC sama juara.
Oh, mau lewat jalur manapun yang penting juara dan EWC.
Ya.
Tapi tinggal 1 langkah lagi sebenarnya. Setelah ini kalian menang, besok kalau kalian menang otomatis jadi grand finalis dan otomatis masuk EWC. Jika menang, makin selangkah lebih dekat lagi. Apakah dari Savero sendiri ada sesuatu yang mungkin Savero simpan? Karena kan selangkah maju. Ada persiapan diri sendiri belum?
Lihat aja match selanjutnya.
Lihat aja match selanjutnya. Tapi menarik di mana match kali ini tadi ditutup dengan adanya Maniac dari link milik Kairi. Kairi, kamu menutup game 4 dengan sangat set. You close the game really fast with your Maniac. What is in your mind at that time? Apa yang kamu pikirin tuh di game keempat?
Apa ya? Gak ada sih, lucu doang soalnya ya tiba-tiba Maniac.
Oh lucu ya, tiba-tiba Maniac. Dan
No.
if you can see, this is you face GEEK Fam again in the playoff. Does this bring you something like memories from previous season? Ada memori-memori nggak sih yang terlintas ketika harus berhadapan kembali dengan GEEK Fam?
Gak ada sih, gak ada.
New season, new match, new battle.
Ya kita mau fokus sama tim kita doang, mau masuk grand final EWC terus juara.
Oh, pokoknya cuma fokus dan fokus aja. But you face Make It in this playoff, a different jungler from a GEEK Fam. And we can see that this hero is kind of interesting. So how do you see Make It in this playoff? Ngeliat Make It gimana di playoff ini?
Ya jago dia, jago.
Jago ya, simple aja. Di sini Kairi anteng-anteng aja. Tapi yang mungkin paling gak anteng adalah kita ngedengar kalau di game 1, game kedua, bahkan tadi Delar yang juga bilang kalau makro dari tim GEEK Fam tidak berjalan. Apakah itu penyebabnya? Macro play, where's the key of winning in this match from you?
Gak ngerti, sorry. Apa, translate.
Kunci kemenangannya apa nih ngelawan GEEK Fam?
Gilang sih kayaknya, Gilang.
Gilang kuncinya?
Sans.
Oke, Sans. Keyboy dulu deh, kita kasih ke Keyboy, boy. Macro play dari Baloy bisa dibilang game 1 dan game kedua tidak berjalan. Apakah memang kamu sengaja dengan teman-temanmu fokus kunciin Baloy dengan chipnya jangan digerakin atau bagaimana sih? Apa yang kalian fokuskan untuk menghalau GEEK Fam?
Ya kalau buat Baloy yang pasti kita udah persiapin banget lah. Karena emang hampir semua dari Baloy juga otaknya. Jadi kita cari celah juga buat gimana biar Baloy gak main, gameplay dia, makro dia gak main. Gitu doang sih.
Odiba 3-1. Galing mag-predict ni Sherwin ah.
Iya. Cuma game 4 gak terlalu puas lah karena menangnya gitu.
Benar kayak gitu ya, nggak clean seperti game 1 dan game kedua. Tapi ketika kalian sempat lagi dan lagi terseok di game ketiga. Apakah kalian menanggapi ini dengan santai atau bagaimana?
Kalau buat game 3 ya lebih santai juga sih, kayak ya udah emang GEEK Fam juga pasti ada perlawanan. Kita balas next game aja.
Balasnya next game aja, tapi ngomong-ngomong tentang bukan next game, next match akan menjadi menarik karena ini akan menjadi lawan kalian untuk esok hari. Lawan kalian untuk perebutan grand finalis esok hari. Kira-kira siapa ini? Karena di match kedua akan ada Alter Ego dan juga RRQ. Siapa nih boy?
Kata Savero dia mau lawan RRQ, mau lawan Toy dia.
Savero. Savero, kamu setuju nggak? Tadi kan pakai jubir tuh. Menurutmu siapa yang bakal kamu lawan besok nih?
Kata Kiboy mau ketemu Idok deh.
Oke, Kiboy mau ketemu Idok. Berarti dua-duanya setuju bakal jadi RRQ yang menjadi lawan kalian. Sang juara regular season. Alter Ego gak ada chance nih menang lawan RRQ menurut kalian?
Kata Kiboy RRQ sih.
Kata Kiboy RRQ sih. Memang ini suara bulat dari Kiboy. Dan berhadapan tentunya akan jadi menarik hari ini menang upper bracket. Ada gak kata-kata bertahan di upper bracket dan memenangkan 2 match secara beruntun dari tim ONIC?
Semoga menang sampai final.
Semoga menang sampai final. Singkat, padat, jelas. Namun Sonic tentu sudah bangga. Karena mereka harus merayakan bertahannya dan kemenangan lanjutan dari tim ONIC.
Paldo na naman, sabi.
Yes, itulah dia kemenangan 4 game yang harus mereka lakukan dalam Best of 5 series. Seperti halnya dengan hari kemarin, namun ONIC sudah mendapatkan kemenangan. Namun kalian juga bisa mendapatkan sesuatu, karena apa? Karena akan ada bagi-bagi GoPay, ada GoPay hadiah GG. Caranya gimana? Langsung saja, inilah dia cara untuk mendapatkan GoPay Coin secara gratis. Buat kalian yang sudah punya aplikasi GoPay, langsung aja dibuka aplikasi GoPay-nya. Setelah kalian buka aplikasi GoPay, langsung buka kamera.
Anong oras ba yung next?
Nanti tinggal scan di
Next match?
yang nanti akan muncul
Parang 6 yata. Or 6:30.
kalian mendapatkan QR, kalian scan, langsung aja claim hadiahnya dan otomatis GoPay Coins akan masuk ke dalam GoPay kalian. Mudah, singkat, padat, jelas, dan semuanya pasti happy. Sepertinya udah pada siap, semuanya udah ngangkat tinggi-tinggi dari Sonic juga nih. Lalu GEEK Community dan semua super fans yang hadir, bersiaplah. Inilah GoPay hadiah GG. Aduh, sibuk semua nih. Langsung pada dapetin GoPay Coins.
Hindi na nag-explain ng game.
Asik, happy nih, pada lompat-lompat. Congratulations buat kalian yang mendapatkannya. Dan semoga kalian makin happy, semoga kalian makin bisa belanja juga di depan nih. Karena di MPL Festival banyak keseruan.
Ini-scan yung nasa screen.
Juga langsung
Diba, may libre ba silang something?
juga pastinya lagi seru-seruan bareng.
Pwede ba tayo mag-scan dyan?
Match 1 ternyata sudah berakhir dengan game 4. Banyak hal yang mengejutkan terjadi. Kita akan melihat bagaimana dari panelis membreakdown game yang keempat. Game yang benar-benar membuat semua orang terkejut-kejut. Langsung saja, inilah dia kemenangan dari ONIC. Bertahan di upper bracket dan menurunkan GEEK Fam ke lower bracket. Monggo panelis.
Almost on their way to a comeback, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. That final push sealed the deal for GEEK, and they will have to try and get to the grand finals from the lower brackets. Yes, Mirko, you got BTR cards.
Yeah.
That's not the highlight right now.
Oh.
We can talk about it.
I'll put it down.
Okay. Chef, are you okay?
Na-focus si Mirko doon sa card.
What Mirko had to go through yesterday, so I feel better right now.
They still have the lower brackets.
Yeah, I know. And not gonna lie, you know, if we're being serious.
Oo, buti nga ngayon may lower bracket eh.
Powers was ONIC. This is not the TLID game. Yes, it's 3-1, but you can see the games. It's much more competitive than TL. And this is supposed to be a GEEK Fam W, man. Oh my god.
I agree. I agree, Sheffin. I think this should have been us casting Game 5. We should be in the draft right now for Game number 5, but unfortunately, greed killed them.
Tatlong game, siya yung MVP.
When you're in the biggest stage, when you're on the biggest stage, those are the calls that can literally make it or break it. In this case, it broke them. But man, just like what the boys said on stage, Sans, he's back. He's so good on Kimmy. He's just so good.
That's why he deserves to be the player of the match, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. And we get to take a look at his heat map. And for the first 5 minutes, looks like he's dominantly in the mid lane.
Yep.
So, is there something else that he should have been doing? Is it because he was on the eve?
Yeah, you're not that mobile when you're on the eve, right? Usually when you go on the Farsas, on other picks, you want to be a little bit more mobile, so you use wings by wings to rotate across the map. Usually it's like a lot more ganks, but for the eve, you're really just, it's mostly about mid-prio. You get mid-prio, play for the turtle, you get a good real-world inflation, and in this case, that was what was visible, right? Honestly, the Netherrealm was always never a factor in a lot of the early game fights. It was always countered by the Eve, and this is why the Eve and the Valentino were banned out in game number 3. GEEK Fam knew that these two were the counters to the pick that they went for in the early phase. I think they even expected the Eve to come out. The way to beat it in the later stage, in the mid game, was with Gobs getting angles. I gotta say, Gobs is so good. Like, he's really, really good. The two guys that I want to give props to is Geeks, XP and Jungler, make kids as well. What a performance. He's my choice for first team, by the way. No disrespect to Kyrie, but I saw the potential in this guy, and I think he delivered, especially on his signature pick in Suyo.
Yeah. But Kyrie is the, I think, obviously, POTG. I don't know about that, actually. 4 kills in the later part of the game to seal the deal. I think it was it's more of a them giving him the maniac, because over the course of the game, Kyrie, I'm not gonna say he's the most seen player out of ONIC. I don't know, man. I feel like it's more Keyboy than Kyrie. But yeah, that defensive maneuver was amazing. And just want to point out that if you're playing a Yip, you might think it's an easy game, right? The fact that you got like pushed out towards a Purify, it feels so uncomfortable playing a hero without a dash with a Purify. Even though, yes, you have to kind of dodge away the Tsunami Slams and all of that stuff, but you can still getting jumped on, and at the end of the day, it's a mage. It's very vulnerable, and Sans only died twice.
Man, I really gotta give props to GEEK Fam. They are, I'm honestly, like, despite the loss, I'm impressed. Game one was alright. For me, game 2 and game 4 really impressed me. I think both in game 2 and game 4, ONIC had the better draft. They were the ones leading. They should have been the ones leading. They should have been the ones winning in the team fights. But GEEK Fam, every single time, were able to neutralize the gold lead, despite being in the losing position. And it takes a lot of skill to do that. Make Kids, I think, is a big reason for that. You caught onto it, Chef, during the game. You mentioned Make Kids is keeping them alive with that pathing. And I couldn't agree more. This is why the Suyo works so well with Make Kids. He's always been, even in MDL when I got the pleasure to cast for his game in Evo's Icon on the Nolan, that's what he does. When the team is losing, he'll be on the other side of the map, farming, counter jungling, getting leads for his team. Look at that. It just shows you how good this jungler is, right? Despite the loss, a Lord take, a turtle, full turtle, crazy setup, amazing plays from Make Kids. Unfortunately,
at the same time,
ONIC too clutch.
Clutch?
Yeah. That's what Gani and Realize would say.
I don't know if that's clutch, man. I don't know. It feels like GEEK Fam is putting, you know, their own ball in their own basket. You know,
they were hooping themselves.
It's an OG in football.
Goal. It is an own goal in football. A Jamie Carragher kind of play. More own goals than goals.
Or maybe a Gerrard slip that led to a Chelsea league title. But anyways, let's talk about the items here. I mean, Suyo, finally he built that wings. So a lot more respect given for this guy towards ONIC.
Sure. Before we get into it though, we are gonna take a look at the mic checks coming in from the Sky King.
Whoa.
See how it's looking.
Bisa lama-lama
udah Mega ya bawa
Jangan, sabar.
sama-sama Mega, sama-sama Mega ya.
Sabar.
Menang itu bawa kita. Mau gue yang clear nggak tipis-tipis?
Boleh, dikit boy.
Gue aman soalnya.
Udah 3 aja kita ya.
Dikit doang.
Langsung lur guys,
Terus tuh chip tuh.
atas dia juga
Sabar guys, bisa nggak di chip nih? Let's go guys.
Gua stay.
Gua kena guys. Warin.
Nice, kite ya.
Gak ada fikir juga ada.
Ada lor.
Santai. Nice one.
19 guys ya.
Aman. Golong. Go TW guys.
Coba paksa bawah ya, siap perang aja.
Coba cari portalnya aja sih.
Kalian bawa aja. Kita bisa cari portal guys.
Coba cari bawah guys, bisa ada.
Bawa aja.
Gua dari sini ya.
Gua lepasin dulu sih atasnya, gak bisa kan. Dari gua guys.
Gua
Masuk guys.
Aman, kancing dulu guys.
Jadi natin maintindihan.
Bisa.
Postun tuh.
Ya, tahu dia.
Aman.
Kotamin. Gak bisa lari dia. Nice.
Bisa lagi guys. Ayo. Gue ikat. Cip.
Masih kuat enggak pada guys?
Kuat. Masuk.
Tahu semua dia.
Berapa kayak ulti gue?
Ulti gua enggak ada sih 17.
13 detik Leton hidup, aman Mas Yan. Gua sempat sih hidup.
Kalian enggak fleeting itu sih.
10, 9.
Gua sempat tarik sini.
Ada gua.
Oh sempat.
15
doang.
Aman sih, cuma top doang deh.
6 detik gua ya.
Dia pada nggak ada skill juga kayak, majuin kayak.
Maju.
Ya, 2 detik gua. Rata.
Ayo maksa tower.
Gak ada wave. Mid guys. Bisa mid gak?
Mid aja
Satu tower sih guys. Mid bisa.
Dia para miss doang ya guys.
Satu lor. Udah ini. Aman guys. Ya udah.
Oke, aman.
Wow, the mic check was very tactical, right? All throughout in the final moment where we saw the, what do you call it? The OG?
The own goal.
The own goal, the OG happen. It was also very, they knew that they were going to be able to take it because of the skills that were depleted from the side of GEEK. So, cool.
Yeah, good call by Keyboy. They have no resources, Kai, just go. And then he went in, did that, got a maniac. Great calls. I didn't take Keyboy for a shot caller. He was very vocal in that game.
I mean, yeah, if you're playing a roamer, then you have to. I don't want to break down this game, man. I don't have the energy.
You don't have energy because you lost.
Yes.
Malungkot na yung isang panelist.
It's more that. It's more that than the other.
Would you take a complete outdraft or would you take a game like that? Like, which one is more devastating?
It's a bit of a dilemma because this game kind of gives me hope too in the lower bracket as well, because I saw that they were able to go toe-to-toe with ONIC. That's, going back to their prime form.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Buddha is ready at the jersey wall, so we're gonna get a quick update from her.
So mag-end live muna ako. Tignan ulit natin mamaya. Di ko alam kung anong oras pa kasi ito eh. Baka matagal ulit. Bye guys!
Kunci untuk IWC yang pastinya Coach Dora pengen nggak sih ini buat timnya?
Pasti.
Tapi gimana nih Coach Dora, kita ngelihat akhirnya